Since I lost my baby. See, I got one person in here, I think. How you doing? Oh, they just left. I'm here a little early tonight. I did say, hey Taj, how you doing? I gotta fix this lighting. Hold on. That's a little bit better. Hey Shipley, how you doing? Hey Terica, thanks for joining me. I'm just grooving to a little Luther Vandross right now. Hey Dana, how you doing? Oh, you thought about me today? You probably picked up on my thoughts. I've been planning to go live for a while now. Hey Versatile Music Group. Hey Empress. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Mm-mm-mm. Hey Siobhan. Oh, good. Okay, I'll look out for your email. Hey NYC, how you doing? Yes, I did. You know how I do. I don't know what to do without my girl, my girl, my girl. Hey Katrina. Since I lost my baby, don't know, don't know. Okay, I'm looking forward to it, Terica. Hey, Deborah, how you doing? Yes, Luther. Since I lost my baby, yeah. Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Don't know. Since I lost my baby. Hey, Wellness. I don't know. Thanks, Siobhan. Yes, when you come in, please hit the like button. Don't know. Don't know. Since I lost my baby. Hey Venus, how you doing? Since I lost my baby. Yeah. So we're gonna this is an end of summer, this is an end of summer live stream. So it's gonna be pretty much freestyle, free flowing. I want everybody's thoughts on how you're doing during Virgo season, how it's treating you, and I'll share some of what's been going on with me. So you can start doing that now. Hey Anna, how you doing? I'm glad you called me too. I'm about to play this song that probably most of y'all don't even know. If you got real love for me, stay away. If you got games and tricks for me. This is a Virgo song all day. This is called I'm Scared of You, even though you can't hear it, but I'm listening to I'm Scared of You by Womack and Womack. Bobby Womack's brother, Cecil Womack, and his wife. You know about Womack and Womack? Oh, baby, I'm scared of you. I don't believe in magic. Magic. I believe. I believe. Hey Adriana, how you doing? Hey Jules, how you doing? Houdini, Houdini was a great magician. He could crack a lock. Oh yes, he could from any position. She basically talking about she's scared of this dude because he's like a magic man. He put it on her strong and she's scared. Who else we got in here? Katrina, she said it's been horrible so far. My Taurus has a baby on him, still lying about it. Child, I can relate. My Taurus ex lied about one of his kids. I'm a Capricorn. I've been wanting to start my nail business, but I'm stuck between that and going back to sex work. What kind of sex work were you doing? Were you doing a full-on sex work or were you just, doing lap dances and stuff? In love everlasting. Hey, Cyril. Anna said Virgo season has me decluttering, dusting, reorganizing, and anxious and nervous for no damn reason. I've been doing a lot of cleaning and throwing away stuff because Virgo's in my 8th house. So I've been getting rid of a lot of stuff because I'll be moving soon at the end of the month. Hey Sanaya, how you doing? I don't believe in magic. Terica says she just got a promotion and financial increase. All right, congratulations. I'm just getting warmed up here listening to some music. You know how I do. Oh, I'm staying in town, so I'm staying in Phoenix, but I'll be moving to a bigger place. So I'm looking forward to that. Dana said Virgo's in my first and second house. Thank you, Versatile. Thank you. Yes, please hit the like button as you come in. So we got 20 people up in here, only 11 likes. I got to get more on the map, y'all. But I know I gotta upload more videos, but I plan on getting more consistent. But I've been doing a lot of research lately for my Pluto workshop. So I just want to thank everybody that signed up for my workshop. Um, it's taking place on September 15th. There'll be more workshops if you didn't get a chance to sign up for this particular one. So my workshops are exclusive. They're limited to a handful of participants because I really take an intensive approach and I give personalized readings, and I can't possibly do a bunch of personalized readings in a short period of time. So that's why my groups are usually limited to like 15, 20 participants. So this particular workshop that I'll be putting on next Sunday is dealing with Pluto. Hey, I am well versed. How you doing? Thanks for joining me. So yeah, it's going to be on Pluto and how Pluto affects our lives, how Pluto affects us on a generational level, on a worldwide level, and also I'll be giving people personal Pluto readings. So it should be really interesting. I've been doing a lot of research. It's been really great. I love research. I got Scorpio on my midheaven. Scorpio's the sign of research. I got my North Node in Scorpio. So when I'm conducting extensive research, I'm doing my Scorpio North Node, Scorpio midheaven thing, and it's lovely. I also got Uranus and Scorpio right on my midheaven. So Anna said, Virgo all in my third house. Been having some deep conversations about life, trauma, and natal charts. Well, good. I'm glad some of y'all are making constructive use of this Virgo season. Thank you, NYC. Thank you so much. Hey, Akeda, how you doing? I was just talking about the workshop, Akeda. So Akeda is one of the participants for the workshop. He always signs up for my workshops. He's ride or die. So he's a Scorpio. So Scorpios, they do that. They'll ride with you to the end as long as you know you don't cross them or anything like that. And so yeah, Kate one of my ride or dies. He's always taking my workshops, and he really applies what he learns because he's always bigging up my numerology workshop, and he's always applying the things that I discussed in that workshop and stuff. And he'll post in my Real Talk Astrology group, stuff about, oh, this dude's the number 4. Who were you talking about the other day, Akeda? Kata said, looking forward to the workshop. I took Rabina's numerology workshop twice. Hey, Tyler, thanks for joining me. Hey, Blasian Beauty, thanks for joining me. So, Akeda, who were you talking? Oh, who was it that you were talking about? You was like, he's a 4. It makes sense. Was it Malik Yoba? Wait a minute, let me see what, because we're gonna get into Malik Yoba tonight too, since he's isn't he a Virgo? Hold on. No, he's not. He's not the 4. Who's the 4 that you were talking about? But we're gonna get into this thing with Malik Yoba too. But Akeda, you posted something in Real Talk Astrology and you was like, he's a 4. It makes sense. NYC said, Rabina, can you pull a card for me, please? Scroll up to see my request. Sure. Let me grab my card. I forgot to have my card. Okay. All right, so let me move up. You said NYC said I got surveyed by my baby daddy to report to Kurt. Oh, Kurt. I said Kurt. Court on September 17th. Can you pull a card to see how the outcome will be? My daughter moved in with him, and I think he's going to try and make me pay child support. Okay, let's see. So how is this outcome in court on September 17th going to be? That 17 alone, that could deal with responsibility that's heaped upon you. But let's see what the cards say. Okay, we got the Hierophant. So a lot of times that Hierophant means that something's being checked out, evaluated. That looks like they will be looking at your income, perhaps. and trying to determine what he is due in terms of child support. um, a lot of times that Hierophant deals with things that you have to do, not necessarily what you want to do. And it could deal with a situation where it's like, okay, shit has gotten serious at this point. Basically, this is a card of intercession. So you can see this as the court's either interceding. I've been stumbling over my words a lot lately. The court's interceding on your daughter's father's behalf and giving him what he wants, and them being basically very plain about it. So when you go to court, just prepare to have to hear that, yes, you got to come out of your pocket for something. But it doesn't look bad. The Hierophant's not a bad card. Hey, Connect Inspire, how you doing? Yes, I offer tarot classes. Yes, I do. Now, back to the Hierophant. I call this the cause to pause card, because usually it will put a stop to whatever you're doing for a minute, where you have to stop, regroup, or where something has to be reevaluated, or where they are really looking at something. They're really making a determination. Cyril, you said I'm looking thick. You know what? I go through those phases, and I feel like it's my hormones. Sometimes I be looking thick. Sometimes I be looking on the thin side. Let's see what else. Anna said he sure is a Virgo. He said, I'm not gay. I'm just attracted to women with breasts and penises. Did he really say the penises part, Anna? Oh, Paul Mooney, right? Yes. Akeda was talking about Paul Mooney being born on the 4th. And the 4th, a lot of gay people are born on the 4th. Or a variation of the 4th. So that would be the 4th, the 13th, the 22nd. So he was saying we could talk about that too, because that's a hot topic. Paul Mooney has been accused of molesting Richard Pryor's son. Have y'all heard about that? Let me see where you're at. You said Richard Pryor wanted to put a hit on Paul Mooney because he molested his son. Yes. Hey Lilith, how you doing? Hey Rendezvous, how you doing? Thank you, Rendezvous. Hey Music Bell. So Virgo's in your 8th house too, and you're moving to this weekend. Hey, and the 8th house deals with change, including moving possessions from one place to another. And when you're moving, a lot of times you're throwing out a lot of stuff anyway, so it makes sense that you got all that activity going on in your 8th house right now. There's like a wicked stellium in Virgo right now. So this is a perfect time to get shit in order, because with Virgo, it's like basically you got to get shit right. It's time to come correct. That whole term, come correct, that's very Virgo. So we got Juno in Virgo right now, Mars, the Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So we got a lot of Virgo energy. So use that energy to the best of your ability. Don't waste it. Be very constructive with it. You didn't hear that about Paul Mooney? Check it out. Google it, because that shit is crazy. And Paul Mooney came out denying it. But I believe him, because I always knew that Paul Mooney was gay or bisexual. And a lot of dudes in Hollywood have been known to do some very questionable and inappropriate things. So I wouldn't put it past him. Pluto goes direct next month, which is a good thing. I believe on the 3rd, the 2nd or the 3rd. Hey, Latasha, how you doing? Hey, Damie, how you doing? Damie wrote me today, thanking me again for the natal chart I did for her a while back. I did a natal chart for her almost like 2 years ago, I think. Right, Damie? Here's my website if you want to order a natal chart or any other type of reading. But yeah, it's always appreciated when a client comes back and, thanks me for helping them, gain some insight into their lives. Hey, Maxine, how you doing? Yeah, October 3rd, Pluto goes direct. Saturn goes direct on the 18th of this month. Hooray, hooray. So a lot of the things that you were trying, hey, Cosmic Oracle, a lot of the things that you were trying to accomplish, like some of the big things, you can really start working on them once Pluto and Saturn go direct. And that's one thing I wanted to talk about too. Hey, Star Power Blue. Hey, Oral. a lot of times, we get all hung up on Mercury retrograde, but we really don't be focusing on those outer planets going retro, because those outer planets go, hey, Gary, those outer planets going retro can really throw a wrench in your game, and can really force you to go back to the drawing board, or have to just wait, or just have, it just might not be the right time. So yeah, like, if somebody's trying to move, if you're trying to get a new job, if you're trying to make, some major moves, doing it while Saturn and Pluto is retrograde, a lot of times that's not the best time to do it. So once these planets go direct, it's like all systems are go now. Even though Neptune is retro, isn't Uranus retro right now too? But there's always, there's always these outer planets. They always, at least one of them will be retro at any given time. But again, like I said, hey Rod, again, like I said, I don't think we put enough stock into those outer planets that go retro. Everybody talks about Mercury retrograde, and that goes retro very, not, pretty often, at least 3 times out the year. So, but it's those outer planets. Those are the things that where, okay, it's going to take some time. We got to go through a waiting period, or if you sometimes, if you get a new job during Saturn retrograde, that job may not last long at all, or you might determine that it's not a right fit once Saturn goes direct. Good. Okay. Jules said Uranus goes direct on November 25th. That's what's up. Who else we got in here? So yeah, just talking about Paul Mooney. So Paul Mooney is a Leo, and he's born on the 4th. So Leos alone, they can have a high sex drive, and then somebody that's born on the 4th could be a freak, but they could also have homosexual tendencies as well as, I don't think, has Paul Mooney said that he's straight? Because there was this roast. Yeah, he is like a super diva. Especially when he wears that scarf. Have you ever seen him with that scarf on? He looked like an old hag with that scarf on. One of them old biddies that be speaking everybody's gossip, that be spilling all the tea. Hi, Diana. But so he said he was straight. So he got kids, but he's gay. There's a lot of men that got kids, but they're gay or they're bisexual. You know what I'm talking about with that scarf? And then he'll have his leg crossed, his head cocked to the side. He be like, but he cracked me up when he be talking about Oprah though. He ain't never lied about Oprah. And he be speaking some of the truth. But I can't ride with him if he was messing around with an underage boy. And what's that? Damn. What's that? TMZ, they caught up with Richard Pryor's son, and they were asking him if this was true. He didn't mention Paul Mooney, but he did say, he was like, it happened when I was a teen. How could it be consensual? So basically, he was trying to imply that, yes, I was sexually violated, or I was molested. Diana said, Paul Mooney never gave me good vibes, but I did laugh at some of his antics. A mess. Hey, Adrian, thanks for joining me. Rendezvous said, LMAO, Paul Mooney has twin sons. One has 2 women living with him. Ooh, his son wrote a book about polygamy. Because he probably was exposed to a lot growing up. Siobhan said, I never thought of Paul to be nothing but gay. Yes, he's very gay. Like he's dripping with gay. Like, some guys it doesn't show at all, but for Paul Mooney, it just really comes out. Matter of fact, let me look at his chart real quick and see the gayness in his chart. Let's see. He got Mars in Aries. That can make him very sexual. I don't have his birth time, but that's okay. He got a Pisces South Node. Oh, I wanted to talk about that too. Anyway, so he fits right into one of the topics of tonight's discussion, because I was going to get into the Virgo North Node. So Paul Mooney got a Virgo North Node. Those Virgo North Nodes be getting themselves in trouble, like for real, because Virgo North nodes, they got to walk the straight and narrow, because if they don't, they can get caught up. They got to try to, do the right thing. They got to try to, be on the up and up. They can't be about being all secretive and shit, doing sneaky shit, trying to take shortcuts and all that stuff, because that's not what they're supposed to be about in this lifetime. So he's one of the Virgo North nodes that I can add to my list. Interesting. He has Sun conjoined to Chiron. That alone could just, thank you, wellness. Do you need me to pull a card for you? But he has Sun conjoined to Chiron. That could just produce someone that's rather, unique, unconventional in some type of way. Since it's in Leo, that could deal with where he has alternative sexual appetite. FB369 said, what do I think about house systems? There's a few that I use, but for natal charts, I use Placidus, and I prefer Placidus. Akeda said Brazil is a Virgo country, but slips into partying with that Pisces energy on the opposite side. Yes. New Mood said Richard did not come out with it. It was Richard Pryor, former bodyguard. Right. Because Richard's son, but when TMZ caught up with him, he basically didn't deny it, though. He didn't mention Paul Mooney. But yeah, it was that security guard that was spilling the tea. I think he wrote a book, didn't he? So Naya, let me tell you what I think about Malik Yoba. And we could get a little bit into his chart too. He got Malik Yoba. Let me just go back. Hold up. We could talk about Dave Chappelle too, because I got his chart up. But Malik Yoba got his sun in between Pluto and Uranus in Virgo. That's a dude that could be hella flexible sexually, like with their identity, period. And I seen a picture of him wearing some makeup and he looked horrible. I'm like, who did his makeup? Did he do his makeup in the dark? Did y'all see that picture of him where he tried to do himself up in drag? He looked terrible. But just alone that sun in between Uranus and Pluto, he's down for whatever. So I see him being a big old freak. He just likes to get his dick wet, and it don't matter what the fuck hole it is. That's how I see him, and that's why he was basically about, oh yeah, I'm straight, but I'm attracted to transgender women. I just see him as being a big time freak. He's hypersexual, and he wants to get his freak on. He don't care how he gets it done. That's how I see him as. And I wouldn't be surprised if he really does like getting dressed up in women's clothes every now and then. Not just because I saw that picture with him wearing makeup, but he has Sun opposition Moon in his chart. Now that could deal with, not Sun opposition Moon. He got, what was it? He got Sun opposition Chiron in Pisces. That's what it is. That could deal with somebody that gets dressed up in drag. Or maybe he likes to put on women's panties or something like that. But he's wild. He's out there. I heard that he was messing with the dude from New York Undercover. What's his name? Michael Winslow or whatever? That they were lovers. Puerto Rican dude. Did you see Kata talking about the drag photo? It looked rough, don't it? Looked like a 3-year-old did his face. Adrian said he looked like Noxzema Jackson. Now, Wesley Snipes looks absolutely scary in drag. He played Noxzema Jackson in that movie To Wong Fu. I never saw that movie. I only saw clips of it. I never, had a desire to see it. Probably because I really didn't want to see Wesley Snipes in drag or Patrick Swayze. But John Leguizamo, he could easily play drag. Well, not really. He got that real strong. But then again, you don't really have to look ultra feminine to be a drag queen. You just got to have that glam and put on the makeup and all that type of stuff. You could have a strong jawline and be a drag queen. Actually, one of my favorite movies, well, I can't say favorite movies, but one of my guilty pleasures that I like to put on every now and then is Paris is Burning. Has anybody ever seen that? That's about the gay club scene back in the 80s. It's so good. Connect Inspire said, LOL, I really liked that movie. I thought John was really a drag queen. Yes, John Leguizamo, he's very fluid like that. Yes, you ever see Paris is Burning? It's really good. It has some really touching parts. It has some really sad parts. And it has some really good entertaining parts, like when they're showing the drag shows and all that. I am well versed to talk about Holiday Heart. So yes, perfect example. Remember how Ving Rhames was dressed in drag at Holiday Heart? So you have some drag queens where they look totally like men, but as long as they can perform well and they have the look, like the makeup and all that stuff, they could still make a lot of money. Marlon Wayans is something else. He's nasty. All them Wayans dudes are, very questionable. Anna said, yeah, the Hood Astral Queen did a reading on him. She mentioned he's trying to control the narrative since someone came forward about being assaulted by him yup, very much so. Sanaya said, you think Dave Chappelle messed with kids because his stand-up was suspect, or it could just be me. Remind me what he said in that stand-up. Okay, Wellness said, I would like a reading, please. One of my siblings was found chopped up and decapitated. They are saying that another one of my siblings is responsible. Oh, wow. Do you want to email me and I send you the reading personally, or do you want me to talk about it here? Because that's some heavy shit. Well, I'm gonna write my email down, but if you don't mind, we can look at it right now. But if it's about whether one of your siblings did it, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying, like, if it's a yes, I don't want to be saying that on this live. Next thing you know, they coming after me. So let me start. I'm not trying to make light of this, but that's some heavy stuff. So email me if you want me to really, look into it. And if you don't want me to talk about it during this live, because that's some heavy. That's heavy. Hey, Rashawn, how you doing? Oh yeah, I talked about Winona Ryder in my class with one of my students. So she got that Pisces moon, I think. You could tell by the way her eyes are, and that would explain also her stealing. Cyril said liberal woman SMH. You talk about me, Cyril? Because I don't consider myself to be a liberal at all. Rendezvous said never saw that. I don't like seeing the Wayans brothers dragged up either. Like the White Chicks movie. They looked absolutely scary in that movie. My mom was telling me to watch Pose, Aura. I might have to check it out. New Mood said they switch better than women. I just love the campiness and how they be spilling tea on each other and how they be throwing shade, and like you'll be able to see like the originators of that shit if you watch Paris is Burning, because those were like the OGs of the drag scene back in the day. That's why, and I love anything that's like old school. So it'll show you New York in the early 80s. Well, no, that was more like mid 80s, late 80s, and how they got down. And it'll show you that there's nothing new. This shit ain't nothing new. Katrina said Marlon is gay, no question about it. Oh yeah, do you remember when he got caught out there with this Asian transgender person? No, were they Asian? No, this is what it was. He was out at dinner with this old ass white man. And I don't know if it was TMZ or it was some other reporter, but they had stopped him, and Marlon looked guilty as hell. I think Marlon is a high price hoe for rich gay men, honestly. So Leona said, love that show. Where are you at, Wellness? Okay, Wellness said, I will email you. Cool. Thank you. Now, Awkward said he always blames the victim. Someone say Chris Brown hit Rihanna. I'm like, what did she do? Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying about that joke. Yeah, that was in bad taste. But I think Dave Chappelle, he's trying to be controversial on purpose. First of all, I don't even think Dave Chappelle is even that funny when it comes to stand up. I think he is highly overrated. I think that Chappelle show like shot him into the stratosphere, and now people hold him up to this high level when sometimes his jokes ain't even funny. And I felt like his stand up wasn't even like, to me, Dave Chappelle was the funniest in that Nutty Professor movie when he had that bit role on stage and he was making fun of Eddie Murphy's character. Hey, Rendezvous, thank you so much. So Rendezvous said, I'm looking to relocate to another state. Please pull a card. Do you have a state in mind? Because there's 50 states, so it's going to be hard to pull out a state just randomly, just using the cards. Like if you see, you gonna tempt me to pull your birth chart. But do you have a state in mind, Rendezvous? I am well versed that being married does not equal heterosexual. Amen. I know that's right. That's where a lot of them hide, in the holy matrimony. Lil said, I don't think he's that controversial when it comes to dark comedy. So you said Florida from Brooklyn. So you're currently in Brooklyn. You want to move to Florida. So let's see if Florida is a good state for you to move to. New Mood said, word is Bond. He took it back to 1987. Should you move to Florida? Yes, I've seen Girl Interrupted. That's a good movie. Me and my Pisces daughter, we love that movie. Angelina Jolie in that movie, she basically playing herself. All wild out, crazy ass Gemini. All right, you got the Knight of Swords. I don't like this card for moving, honestly. I don't like this card um in terms of if we're talking about how you would like it there. This is a card where it's like, okay, I'm gonna make a pit stop, I'm gonna stay here temporarily, and then I'm out. Also, this is a card where there could be some crisis situation going on. So, Florida has a lot of storms and stuff like that. Just think long and hard before going to Florida. That Knight of Swords it's not a card of peace. It's not a card of serenity. It's not a card of satisfaction. So I would look elsewhere before choosing Florida. You're welcome. Do you have another state in mind? Because I'll pull another card for you. Selena said, all right, how long we been on? I started like 7:30 my time, so a little bit more than a half hour, 33 minutes. Sanaya said that episode on Black Mirror with the two black guys that are best friend. Girl, that's the one episode of Black Mirror that I saw. That's the only one I've seen so far. That shit, I was like looking at it, I was like, come on. I was like, stop it. The whole time I'm talking to the TV, like, just stop it. I was like, this is so stupid. But yeah, that one guy, he was a predator. Wasn't that crazy? I didn't like that shit at all. Tyrese said, chill, don't spoil it. What do you mean? Damie said, Vegas. You going to Vegas? Connect said, that's the only episode I saw too, because everyone was talking about. That's why I saw it, Connect, because everybody was talking about it. Tracism said, I'm in Florida. It sucks. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Hey, Cameron. Remember that song White Lines? See, you gotta be around my age or older to remember that song White Lines by Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. White lines going through my mind, and all the while I think of you. Remember that song? Don't let it blow your mind away. Cause white lines. They would talk about cocaine. Blow away. Cause back in the 80s, cocaine was the drug. I wouldn't know. I was a kid. So but yeah, that was the drug of choice back then. Cocaine and crack. Actually, while I'm talking about crack, let me tell you about this hair crack I got right here. So I talked about this briefly during my I'm trying to I don't know if you can see this. I talked about this briefly. This goddamn light can't really see. I talked about this hair product briefly during another stream I did, I think. And this is by Annabelle's Perfect Blend. And this is extreme hydration leave-in conditioner. So my client makes these products, one of my clients, and she sent me a bunch of her products. This one is called, let me see, Extreme Hydration Moisturizing Hair Butter. And then this one is Extreme Hydration Gel. So just go to, let me type it up, Annabelle's. You can follow her on Instagram, but she also got a website, Annabelle's Perfect Blend. But yeah, that's one of my clients. So she sent me a bunch of her hair products. And when I tell you, actually, you can see that there's not much left in this one. See, but I've been using these religiously. These are the only things I've been using ever since I got them, and they make my hair stay soft and moisturized and all. Well, I don't know about making my hair grow. I haven't had them that long, but and they smell so good. But I'm gonna have to re-up on this. At least the leave-in conditioner already pretty soon. But yeah, Annabelle's Perfect Blend. Check her out. Her products are the truth, and they are like some creamy crack. So once you start using them, you're gonna want to keep on using them. So, and they got some really good ingredients up in here too. All right. So what were we talking about? There was something else. I'm all over the place. Let's just talk about. Let's have a Virgo venting session. Hey, Deborah. Oh, you're so welcome, Deborah. Let's have a Virgo venting session. So this is a time where we could just vent about anything that we want to vent about. And I don't care what it is, because I got a few I got a few things that I want to vent about too. But you know, Virgo is famous for complaining and venting and all that type of stuff. So one of the things I want to vent about is oh, happy birthday, Awkward. Thank you, New Move. So New Move said that they love my Dark Sided series. Zawina said my mom is a Virgo and she is so negative. Tanisha said yesterday was my birthday. Roast me. Oh man, don't tell me. I'm gonna get to you in a minute, Tanisha. But I know you weren't happy on your birthday. I know something went wrong on your birthday. I know you couldn't have been completely happy with you being a Virgo. You was born on the 7th too. I know you cry at the drop of a hat. I am well versus self-sabotaging ass fools. Rendezvous Sunrise said, I just broke up with a Virgo moon. He was impossible. Nothing made him happy. My moon is in Virgo, moon to SMH. Lilith said, I have a little Virgo niece. She criticized everything and everyone. Now, this Vin section is not just about Virgo now. We could be talking shit about any sign. So, you know, Virgo they get the heat a lot, but you know, we could still give Virgo the heat. But don't reserve it to just Virgo. All the signs can get it right now, because this is a Virgo venting session, but it's not just about Virgo. Damie said the guy I was dating was a Virgo, the most toxic dick ever. Do you mean literally like STD toxic, or toxic like in terms of his personality? Inquiring minds want to know. Source Scorpio said no problems with Virgos. That's because you're the problem, Source Scorpio. No, I'm just playing. I am well versed said Virgo got some good D. Well, they gotta have good D to make up for all that evil, wicked ways they have. Dana K said, I'm sick of Aquarius shit. Why? You know what? You got a point. I ain't even gonna lie. Them damn Aquarians, that's what I always call them. Them damn Aquarians, they got some shit with them and they get on my nerves sometimes. Tanisha said, my girlfriend was supposed to get me a reading from you for my birthday. She's the one with the long ass emails. Oh, so then I know there was a reason for you not to be happy yesterday because you didn't get that reading. Awkward said, my sun and Virgo opposite Saturn, Moon, and Pisces makes my life a living hell. Can't focus for shit. Damn. Anna, how you doing, Anna? Well, Leo, you could say is the sign of the narcissist, but you know, you can have all of the signs be a narcissist. So it doesn't just have to be Leo. Any of the 12 signs could be a narcissist depending on what's in their chart. Zawina said, hey, leave us aquas alone. One thing about Aquarius, you know, it's kind of hard to feel sorry for their asses when they get in hot water because they just have this sense of, they just walk around with this air of superiority a lot of times, or they just act like, one thing about Aquarius, I'll say, those motherfuckers could be cocky as shit and be the ugliest motherfucker on the planet, but be totally confident and cocky and shit. Swear they look good, swear they're the shit. Awkward letter says Sagittarius and Libra sun men will always cheat. You can't tell an Aquarius nothing. I am well versed says Sag men have little dicks though. How the hell they cheat? Not all Sag. I heard some Sag men are packing. Dana K said ugly motherfuckers. Source Scorpio said that's a good trait. Rendezvous said Virgos have the worst teeth. I can't. I was telling somebody else about the Virgo yuck mouth. There's quite a few Virgos that got a yuck mouth. Even my oldest daughter mentioned it. Either they got a yuck mouth or there's something just wrong with their jaw or something, or their lips are just pursed in some way. Like they just got like you be like fix your face. Another thing, the other day I was just looking up famous Virgos, and I was like, I was just looking at all their eyes, and I was getting scared. Because what I was seeing behind those eyes, I was seeing like I was like they all got that little craziness in their eyes, like they'll kill you. Like, and you know, Virgo's one of those mutable signs, and you know the mutable signs, they're known to be serial killers and stuff. So I was looking at all these Virgo celebrities, and they all had that "I will kill you" look in their eye. It's a very subtle look. You really got to know what. Yeah, it's that craziness that's behind the eye. Like, you know, you really got to know what to look for. But they all, it's this unsettled look that they have, and also like kind of like a look of desperation. I am well versed. Said, yep, I had a run in with a crazy Virgo. Virgos can be mentally unstable. I mean, Virgo is the sign of health, but it's also the sign of illness, including mental illness. Now, there's other signs that can contribute to mental illness, but Virgo is up at the top when it comes to mental health issues because they're ruled by Mercury. Natasha said, oh my God, why you say that? Who you talking about? Joe Jonas is a Virgo. Deborah said Aquarius men are suspect. FB said, have you watched Mind Hunters? I never watched that. Anna said Virgo men equal low-key stalkers. Yes, I had a Virgo stalker. Cameron said, when I was younger and in trouble, I would try to explain to my mom something and she would say, I don't need you to tell me nothing. That's Aquarius. Very much. Awkward letter said my ex-Sag boss told me not to come back to work because I was upset at some coworkers and asked to leave before I hurt somebody. Cyril said Virgos be gang stalking. Diana said LMAO Aqua Moon here. Katrina said Virgos are sex addicts and have multiple children. Tanisha said my brother's a Virgo too and took a night to daycare when we were little. I'm going to vent about something else, and I hope this person's not watching, but I don't think they are. But and really, this is nothing against the person because maybe they got some shit going on or whatever like that. But here's my little vent, one of my little vent sessions. So my thing is, you know, people come to me questions about readings all the time and all this stuff, and I'm very happy to answer whatever questions you have. But then when you're telling me you're ready to go with it, you're ready to do the invoice, or I say I'm gonna send you an invoice, okay, I'm gonna pay it tomorrow or whatever, and next thing you know, you don't hear from the person in 3 days, no response, no explanation, nothing, and you're like, okay, like, so I just wasted my time sending you this invoice. Like, even though it took like 5 minutes, that's 5 minutes I could have been spending on something else. At least you could contact me and be like, this ain't the right time. It's I'm hurting right now. I got tell some lie. But like, don't leave somebody hanging like that. That's one of my fitting sessions right there. I'm like, because I wouldn't do that to somebody. I wouldn't be like, send me an invoice, or yeah, I'm gonna pay this invoice tomorrow. And of course within reason, because I've lied to debt collectors before. But but you know what I mean. So I'm just venting about that a little bit. But I'm gonna chalk it up to Virgo season, because Virgo can be a little scary. I've had Virgo dominant clients, and I'm saying Virgo dominant because I'm not just talking about Virgo sons, but I had Virgo dominant clients. They got Mercury in Virgo, South Node in Virgo, or whatever, and they're so scary when it comes time to get a reading, like to purchase the reading, and they'll be all like, "Did you get my order? Did you get this? Or this is going on, and what does this mean?" And all this stuff, and it's like, "Well, you chill." And it's like, if you're so scared, don't get it. Like, just stop it. Gary said, I'm still lying to debt collector. Well, they don't count. Sometimes you gotta lie. Like I was telling my student tonight, because I had a class to teach tonight. So I was telling my student tonight, I was like, sometimes you gotta lie. Sometimes it's necessary. So I don't ever be like, nobody, you should never tell a lie. Sometimes you gotta tell a lie. And that's what I mean. Like, let's say that the person changed their mind or whatever, or they decide they didn't like me all of a sudden. You could at least make up some lie, like, I ran into some money issues or whatever. I'm gonna have to hit you back later or whatever. But yeah, I'm just like, but to just leave somebody hanging after you was asking them all these questions and going all back and forth and all this type of stuff. And at this point, I'm over it. So it's like I don't even want the business at this point, because to me it's about principle. But yeah, what are y'all saying? Anna said, my mother is a Virgo sun, Aquarius moon, Pisces rising. She's critical, detached, narcissistic, deceptive, and in denial, but she is helpful and one of the funniest people I know. Well, at least she got some good traits. Blazion said, got 3 women pregnant at once. Diana said, why do cancers initiate a conversation only to ignore the reply? They reach out repeatedly and make plans and then ignore any engagement you give them. Well, cancer can be very changeable, and it's all about their mood. So if they're not in the mood at a given point in time, a lot of times it's like, fuck you. But they don't mean it like that, but it's just their moods. So she could have got into a mood, and or your friend could have got into a mood and basically didn't feel like responding, or they could have been preoccupied with something else. Not saying it's right, but cancer is all about their moods, which is why I can't deal with a cancer man like that, especially a cancer moon man. I could probably deal with a cancer sun man better than I can a cancer moon man. I've been there, tried that, and that freaking neediness and that whiny crying and flipping out because you don't respond to them in like a couple of hours or whatever like that. I can't deal with that. And that mama's boy shit, oh no. Oh no, I cannot stand a mama's boy. I don't even want a man talking about his mama too much. If his mom comes up in conversation, like our first conversation, that's a red flag if you ask me. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't have a good relationship with his mom, but if he talking about, because I remember this one dude, Cancer Moon, our very first conversation, he was talking about his mom and what he had to go do for her and how, you know, she could be getting on his nerves and stuff like that. I should have ran for the hills right then and there. I should have known. Because I don't like that shit. That means like you too much up your mom's ass. Like you should have cut the umbilical cord years ago. Tawa Kalitu said that fucking mama's boy shit. The one I deal with, mom lives around the corner. My dad has a Cancer moon, and my grandma, rest in peace. I ain't trying to talk bad about her, but once she moved in with him, my dad freaking changed. He was no longer that lovable dad, that fun type of dad, all that type of stuff. And I was just like, wow. Awkward Letter said Jason Weaver is a Cancer son, and he spoke highly of his mom protecting him from the entertainment industry. With the cake in the background. Where do you see cake? Oh, oh, Cyril, stop. Bougie Bish said, same. A man told me I reminded him of his mom, who was also a Pisces on the first date. You should have ran like hell. Hell no. That's a bad sign. I'm sorry. Rendezvous said, and Cancer men will shit on the right people and let users dog them. Yup. Scorpio said that could be a good relationship with his mother. Yeah, that's good and all, but you know, first conversation, I don't want to hear about your mom. I really don't. Unless I ask you about her. Siobhan said my brother is a Taurus with Cancer moon. He compares his women to my mom. Yup, there you go. Lilith said Cancer is on my chart. What does that mean? Well, do you sometimes feel like the black sheep of the family, or do you just feel different? Do you feel like, you know, you don't really belong? Have you been judged harshly by your family? But it can also mean you low-key attracted to women too, Lilith. But I know you're a freak anyway because of some of the stuff you mentioned. Diana said, I am a Libra and attract many Cancer as friends, but I don't like dealing with the dramas that come with them too much. It's too much. I am well versed that you just have to be sweet to a Cancer and feed them mofos. They'll give you anything you want. That is one thing that's true. A lot of them Cancer men will do a lot for women. Cameron said Cancers get on my nerves because they just can't spit out what's wrong so they can deal with the problem. They sulk. Another thing about Cancer, which I think is quite funny and a little annoying, so forgive me any Cancers up in here, but my Cancer clients are famous for doing this. They want to fill you out first. They want to reach out and touch you first. They want to contact you personally first before placing an order. Are you available today? Do you have time for me today? Whereas other sides, they'll just go ahead, place an order. They're like, you know, I know she'll either get to me today or tomorrow, whatever, like that. Cancers, they got to touch you, even if it's via online. They got to reach out and touch you. And they need that personalized attention. So they're going to email you first, or they're going to instant message you first, or they're going to text you first and be like, are you available for me? That's how they be. I am well versed in. Yep, they like to test you. Awkward Letter said, I cannot fucking stand when water sign men talk under their breath. Pisces men can mumble like something nobody's business. Oh, but what was I going to talk about? Oh, another event I have is anybody in Seattle, Washington, anybody in California, because I heard that they're outlawing plastic straws. So that is a big vent that I have. That's a big gripe that I have. I'm like, yeah, I care about the environment. I care about this world and stuff, but I am not going to give up plastic straws. I sucked on a paper straw one time at the zoo, and it was one of the nasty experiences I ever had. So Siobhan, did they totally get rid of the plastic straws yet, or is it just at certain restaurants? Bougie said been outlawed technically in LA. We're in trouble, y'all. They're trying to get rid of plastic straws. Um, Starbucks said they're not going to be giving out plastic straws come 2020. I don't want to put my lips on some metal straw. That's not the same, Patrick. That is not the same. Your lips be all frozen cold and shit. Like in that Christmas story, your lips be stuck to that metal and shit. You gotta call the fire department to pry your lips off of that damn metal straw. Man, fuck that. Why do they act like plastic straws are gonna be the end of the world? Just because some turtle choked on one of them. I'm sorry, I care about animals and shit, but this is getting out of hand. They are making shit real inconvenient for us humans for the sake of the planet or these animals or whatever. Like, they're trying to elevate animals above us, y'all. And they're trying to elevate this earth above us like we don't mean nothing. We're just basically taking up space and destroying this earth and all this type of stuff. They are trying to get rid of plastic, period. And what I found out was that it costs more in terms of materials and chemicals and stuff to make these paper straws than plastic straws. Cameron said, I love when you get like this. It makes me so hype. Well, good. Because I'm hype about these paper straws, man. I ain't having it. I'm thinking about buying up a bunch of plastic straws and making some money when they outlaw plastic straws for good. I'll be selling straws in the underground market, on the black market. Hell, fuck yeah. I'll get some of them black straws too that they be having at the nice restaurants and the bars and shit. You know, people be liking them black straws, making them feel all extra fancy and shit. Scorpio Phoenix said, I like stainless steel straws. I have never put my mouth on a steel straw or a metal straw. I don't even know what that would like feel like or taste like. I don't think I would like it. Yeah, and you can't even suck a milkshake out of that paper straw. Anna said they had paper straws in Corpus Christi, Texas, and it tasted so bad. Cosmic said plastic is cancerous, I heard. But we've been sucking on straws for all this time, and I doubt that people are getting cancer because of that. My cancer ex used to show up if I didn't. At first, I thought it said throw up. I was about to say, damn, they are that emotional, ain't they? My cancer ex used to show up if I didn't respond back on time. Yes, they can be so crazy when you don't be where they expect you to be. Akeda said, Rabina, did you see they are talking about cannibalism in Sweden to save the planet? This green agenda is going too far. Hell yeah, it's going too far. It's getting sickening. Hey, Orange Blossom, how you doing? But I am not giving in to these I can't even say it because it doesn't even make sense. I'm not giving in to this paper straw agenda. I'm not doing it. Hey, Javion, if that's the case, they might as well ban plastic forks and spoons and knives. I think that's where they're going. That's where they're headed. But imagine this. You get a plastic cup with a paper straw. Does that make any sense? Pisces Moon said, I just found out a cancer I was seeing had a fiance the whole time. Yeah, they'll do that shit too. Those dark-sided cancers. But yeah, soon they're going to be promoting this cannibalism all over. This is scary. It is really scary and I don't think enough people are making enough noise about it. There's been so many things that people just turn their heads and act like this shit ain't going on. This shit is crazy. How much more are we going to accept from these evil people? They're trying to take away our plastic straws. And and they said it started with some little kid. Some little kid did a book report, probably some little dark-sided Virgo did a book report on how plastic straws are killing the turtles or some shit. Akeda said they're going to push clone meat and vegans will be all for it. Yup. Let me stop because I was about to talk shit about vegans, but I probably got some vegans up in here, so I'll refrain from that. But vegans do have this air of superiority, and that's because veganism is associated with Virgo. So they have this holier than thou type of mentality. This holier, not all vegans, but a lot of them hardcore vegans are the ones on YouTube and shit that be promoting this lifestyle. But yeah, Virgo is a very pious sign. It's a sign of piousness. So these vegans, and the father of veganism was a Virgo, by the way. These vegans, they try to act like they're so pious, and they're basically saints walking upon the earth because they eat substitute meat substitutes and shit, and all this soy-based products and all this plant-based shit and stuff. So they claim that they got some halo around their head and shit, like they got a special ticket into heaven, or they're gonna be living longer than the rest of us and shit. I'm like, sit the fuck down and eat a steak. Let me stop. Okay, I'm getting too raw now. But no, I don't. That's one thing about Virgo that gets on my nerves. How Virgo could be obsessed with diet and all this type of stuff, and I gotta, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. I am well versed. I'm sorry, because I know you got that Virgo South Node with your Virgo moon. So, but you know it yourself how crazy you could get about food and stuff like that. But you got a legitimate reason. But you got some Virgos where they feel this sense of importance simply because they're very picky about the food that they eat. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I honestly don't believe that there's one food out there that's really going to be responsible for somebody's death. I believe it's a number of factors. It depends on the individual. It depends on the person's natal chart. That's why you could have some old ass granny that's 88 years old. She smokes 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and she eats all this fried foods, bacon, fry chicken wings and turkey wings and ham hocks and shit, and she's all alive and kicking. It's because what's in her chart. But then you'll got some other person who's a vegan. They claim they're eating right, and they check out at age 60. So when it comes down to it, it really depends upon the individual and their chart. So when people try to promote this whole vegan lifestyle that it's great for everybody, no, it's not, because everybody got different systems, and people got different ways of processing food and assimilating nutrients and stuff like that. So some people can be vegan and be successful at it. Other people can be vegan and almost damn near kill them. So this whole where they're pushing this vegan agenda, and yes, the UN, United Nations, is even pushing the vegan agenda. They even are like promoting meatless Mondays now. So while I'm not getting on veganism per se, what I'm saying is I think nowadays we get too hung up on food, period. Can y'all get the likes up? We got 80 people in here, only 38 likes. Please get the likes up, because then I'll be showing up on the suggested list. And like I said, I need to be on the map more. But I'll be uploading more videos too. So I am well versed that I go in between plant-based, pescatarian, and alkaline. What's up with wait a minute, what somebody say? Somebody said something interesting. Wellness said I was plant-based for 1 year. I was craving fish. Yeah, when your body craves certain things, you got to listen to your body. So if you're going vegan, but your body still is craving meat or eggs or whatever, and your hair is falling out, or you're feeling like really weak, or your brain, you got this brain fog, maybe that's a sign that, yes, you need some more protein in your diet. And I shouldn't say protein, because animal protein is the best type of protein you can get. But some people would disagree with me, and this really ain't about this really ain't about an attack upon vegans. But again, I'm just saying, I think nowadays we place too much importance upon food itself, and it could be because we have these first world problems, because people in impoverished areas, they're not all hung up on, is this organic, is this vegan, is this, gluten free, is this all this type of stuff. They eat what's available because food is scarce, money is tight. So if we lived in different areas of the world, in more impoverished nations, I think a lot of us would be more appreciative of the food that's available and stop turning our nose up at certain types of food just simply because we can, and because it's the new fad or it's the latest fad. But again, it's all Virgo. That's all Virgo all day. Like I said, the father of veganism was a Virgo. And one thing that I found to be interesting about veganism and the father of veganism, he basically started the whole thing because he didn't believe that animals should be killed, animals should be exploited. But now this whole veganism has been turned into a healthy thing. Like, people will say, "Oh, I'm going vegan for health reasons," when that wasn't even the whole purpose of veganism. That's still not the the purpose of veganism is basically because it means that you respect all life. You respect all living creatures to the point where you're not going to exploit them in any way. So that includes eating the animals, that includes wearing leather. And there's a lot of vegans that don't even do all this. Where, hey Indigo, how you doing? Lil said most vegans do it because of the animals. I would beg to differ. I think most vegans do it because it's a fad, number one. I think most of the vegans that claim they do it for animals, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because even when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to growing fruits and vegetables, animals have to die. When it comes to clearing that land, animals have to die. And yes, Chablis, plants have life too. Plants have consciousness. There's been so many experiments done with plants to show you that plants are living creatures and they have consciousness and they don't like when they're in negative environments and shit. Plants can't thrive. Did you ever see that experiment that was done where like these bad words were shouted at this plant and then good words were shouted at the plant, and the one plant where the bad words were being shouted at started to wither up and die? But yeah, but again, veganism has become the new religion. And I'm just not down with it because I don't believe that there's one particular diet out there that's the end all be all or that's the truth like that. Again, we all have different systems, and depending on what's in our chart, some of us honestly can't be vegan. Some of us need more protein than others. And I'll be the first one to admit that Virgo is one of the signs that doesn't need as much protein as other signs. Now, again, you got to take each Virgo as an individual, but I can understand how Virgo can feel like a lot of meat, especially red meat, is too heavy for their system because Virgo rules the intestines as well as the lower stomach. So just think about how conscious they are of that food being inside their body. Just think about how conscious they are about that meat weighing on their intestines. So that's why a lot of times they're very conscious about that food, not just what they eat, but how it feels inside them. Other signs, they're not as conscious about that food and how it's assimilating the nutrients and integrating all up in their body and stuff. But Virgo is just naturally conscious of that. So I will defend Virgo on that in terms of being a vegetarian or a vegan because a lot of times that meat is a bit too heavy for them. Nicole said I was told Taurus shouldn't eat meat. Why? Because they're cows, cows and bulls and cows don't eat meat. Well, again, Patrick, it really depends upon the individual. So if you could be of any sign and have some strong Virgo energy. So for instance, let's say you got Mars and Virgo in the sixth house, but you're a Capricorn. Then you might feel like you can't eat a lot of meat because you're very conscious of that meat just sitting in your system like that, just weighing on you, and it just may not feel right. You might feel very sluggish as a result of eating meat. Caleb, I would say that Leos do need meat, especially red meat. I would say all fire signs need red meat. Aries especially, because Aries deals with iron, and iron is very much a part of red meat. Yes, Chelsea, how you doing? I heard about eating for blood types. Yes, I have. Isn't that like a Chinese medicine thing or Japanese or whatever? Rendezvous said that's why they say you should play music and talk to your plants. They're listening. Yes, my grandma used to say that. She said that you should talk to your plants. I am well versed said, yes, I always pay attention to how I feel after eating. Yes. Because Virgo is the digestive system. So you are basically your digestive system. So that's why you're so conscious of it. Whereas another sign like me, Sagittarius, I'm not going to be as conscious. I really don't even feel, actually, I will feel, heaviness sometimes depending on what I eat. But I really, because I don't have any planets in Virgo. So I can basically eat whatever I want and really not suffer. But one thing that I know I can't eat is a lot of greasy foods because I made that mistake one time and had a horrible gallbladder problem for a while. Cameron said, I'm a Virgo moon in the fourth house. The only thing I don't play with is pork. Yeah, pork is that other devil's meat, that other white meat. Perfect said, yep, plants eat animals too. Adrian said, Rabina, I used to be a meter reader where I live, and I read on a meter on chicken farms and cattle farms, meat processing plants. It will make you sick. I saw it with my own eyes. I believe you. I really believe you. So yes, I am against these, mass production farms and all that stuff where they just have all these chickens and cattle all, locked in together. I am against that. I wish it didn't have to be like that. And it doesn't have to be like that, but we got greed going on. Blazer said my son's father was diagnosed with cancer last December and now he went straight vegan. Yeah, like some people, veganism will be a good solution, but it's definitely not for everybody. Dana said Virgo rising, I have to watch what I eat. Will said get meat from Islam places that halal meat. Yeah. Chelsea said just wait, bug diets will be coming soon. That's the truth. You know what? That's not far-fetched, actually. And there has been some people that have already, proposed that we should start eating bugs. Awkward said I had ribs on Labor Day, and when I tell you I had the worst headache that day. Wow. Maybe it was due to all the sodium, Awkward letter. I am well versed that I am a Sag and would love to eat all the meats, but that Virgo moon and South Node keep me from doing so. I'm a Taurus rising too and love food. First of all, the Virgo South Node is not easy. It's really rough. It could be really rough on the health of a person. So I really feel for people that have that Virgo South Node. But the same thing could be said for a Virgo North Node. So you could have a Virgo North Node and be stricken with some serious illnesses. So wait a minute, I had an example of that. Oh, who was that? Who had the Virgo North Node and was stricken with a serious illness? Why can't I think of that real quick? But about another Virgo North Node, well, Jeffrey Dahmer had Virgo North Node. That ought to tell you something. But I'm gonna get into that Virgo North Node in a minute. But anybody know who Jean-Michel Basquiat is? Anybody know about that artist? I was watching Dana, you know about him? I was watching his documentary, yeah, for the second time. And I like watching stuff from the 80s and stuff like that, late 70s, early 80s. I just like vintage stuff anyway. So yeah, y'all know about him. So I was watching his documentary. Of course, I had to pull his chart. And he's a Virgo North Node. Pluto could join to his Virgo North Node. Yeah, he was half Haitian, half Puerto Rican. So his dad was Haitian. I think his mom was Puerto Rican. Yeah, he would paint. He was also a graffiti artist. He did abstract art. Very good looking dude. But he had the Virgo North Node, but it was conjoined to Pluto. So that Virgo North Node means in this lifetime, you do got to kind of go the straight and narrow. But as you can see with his life, he was very much still stuck in that Pisces South Node framework because he was basically a drifter and he was basically just living his life fully as an artist and a drug addict because he was on that heroin and that's how he died. But he was basically living his life kind of like a vagabond and being this starving artist until he started making a lot of money. But where that Virgo North Node kicks in, if you've seen the documentary or you know about him, you know that he had people around him who were helping him. There was this one lady in particular who allowed him to use her studio. And that's where he would paint most of his paintings and all that stuff until she got tired of him basically using up that space. That was that Pisces South Node is so strong that he couldn't fully gravitate towards that Virgo North Node. So he was, this lady's helping him out, letting him use her basement so he could do all these paintings. And never once did he think, let me get my own studio, let me get my own apartment so I don't have to be a burden on this lady. But no, he wasn't like that. And even Fab Five Freddy came and got in his ear and was like, yo, dude, it's about time for you to roll up out of here, because people were starting to say stuff. People were starting to speculate that he was basically using this lady and all this stuff. And there was the racial component going on. So there was the racial thing going on. People was talking smack about him, all this type of stuff behind his back. But again, that Virgo North Node was people helping him out in the industry, people being like his benefactor because his North Node was conjoined to Pluto. So he had some benefactors. He was friends with Andy Warhol. He was friends with some very influential people. Basically was rubbing elbows. But again, he really could. I think he was having sex with Andy Warhol. So I think they were lovers. And I do think he was bi. What is the name of the documentary? Just look up Jean-Michel Basquiat, but I can't remember the name of the documentary, but it's really good. It's really interesting. And but again, this shows you how strong that Pisces South Node is. That represented his art, but it also represented his drug addiction. It also represented the fact that he was just living his life like a vagabond. He lived off of his girlfriends until he was able to get some money. But then when he got a lot of money, he wasn't doing anything with it. He wasn't using it to reinvest in himself. He was basically still like just this drifter type of person. And then when Andy Warhol died, he basically he lost it, and he went straight into that Pisces South Node mode. So once Andy Warhol died, it was all over for him. Jean-Michel had some strong Aquarius energy, and that explains the type of art that he did. Wait a minute, where's he at again? So he had his moon conjoined to Chiron in Aquarius. He also had Venus in Aquarius. So that Aquarius energy points to him being an abstract artist. Hey, Alex, how you doing? So yeah, he was this big time abstract artist. I wasn't really a big fan of his work. Actually, the best painting that he did for me was that one with the big skull, and it had like that blue theme and all this stuff. But I don't think he was as great as people say. I think they used him as a little pet project, a lot of those elites in the art world. And not saying that he didn't have skills and stuff, but he was just like very much mediocre, I feel like, in terms of art. And that Aquarius energy allowed him to kind of get away with just using that abstract art. So Lilith, you said you liked 4 of his paintings. Tanaya said he was okay. I still like Keith Haring better. I saw the Keith Haring documentary the same day. So yes. Hey Kritika, how you doing? Hey Caleb, how you doing? Well, Caleb, that 12th house stellium can mean a lot of things. So, you got to look at the planets that are involved, the signs. Zawina said he never reached his full potential. Again, because he was stuck in that Pisces South Node framework. It was very hard for him to be very much that Virgo type of lifestyle where basically you're about your work, not about basically the glamour that comes with it. Even though, Pisces deals with art and he was an artist, he was supposed to still be an artist, but be more orderly, be more practical. And he was very impractical. But that's a good documentary. Check it out. Also, what really crushed him was when him and Andy Warhol, they collaborated on this artistic project. And it was written in some newspaper that Jean-Michel Basquiat was Andy Warhol's mascot. And they also he also got bad reviews or poor reviews from the collaboration he did with Andy Warhol. So in true Aquarian fashion, even though he was a Capricorn, this was very Capricorn too. That's another thing about Jean-Michel. So Jean-Michel was a Capricorn sun, but he had some strong Aquarius energy. Like I said, Aquarius moon, Chiron, and also Venus. But he did a straight Capricorn move. And you could say this is a combination of Capricorn and Aquarius. So when he got poor reviews off of collaborating with Andy Warhol, and when he was told that he was basically Andy Warhol's mascot, he Basquiat cut him off. He was like, I'm not fucking with you no more because you're bringing me down or whatever like that. So when Andy Warhol died, John Michel Basquiat was filled with so much grief and guilt, which is that very Pisces South node, that he just lost it. But yeah, in true Capricorn fact, because believe it or not, even though Basquiat was a Pisces South node, that Capricorn made him a social climber. So he was ambitious, but he was just going about it the wrong way. So any type of art exhibit or whatever, he would always want to participate in it. He would always want to be featured. So he was always trying to be recognized for his work. So he was very much a social climber and kind of like an ass kisser in some respects. But again, when his idol Andy Warhol collaborated with him and he got those poor reviews, he basically like just discarded Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was a weirdo looking, just weird. Eddie said art world is a business after all, right? That's why only like the real rich be involved in that. Like these paintings be going for astronomical amounts. And of course he never made the amount of money that he made once he died. His artwork made once he died. But that's true for a lot of artists. A lot of artists, they don't see the millions of dollars until they die. Well, they don't see it at all. It happens once they die. Kata said a lot of abstract art was funded by the CIA. I'm not surprised. It makes sense. Caleb said I should sell my paintings. You're an artist, Caleb? That's what's up. Hell yeah, you could be a lazy social climber because you're expecting people to boost you up, to hoist you up. So, you could be a hanger on, and through being a hanger on, you get elevated. So by mixing with the right people, you could still be lazy, not really want to put in the hard work, not really want to live that orderly Virgo type of life, and still come up in the game. Kritika said, hey, what do you think of Woody Allen? Is he really a pedophile? Hell yeah. He was caught taking pictures of his adopted daughter Soon Yi when she was like 12, I think. Sanaya said I should sell my paintings too, but I like to just look at them hang in my house. Well, that's good too. I'm like, hey, if you can enjoy your own art. Serena said, who got his artwork and who was profiting off of it? Well, his sisters are still alive, so hopefully they have a stake in his artwork. Hopefully they're getting money. Hopefully his family is getting money off of his artwork. I would hate to think that they're not. But yeah, his story is really fascinating. And like somebody said, he died at 27, so he's in that 27 club. So we've been going strong for 1 hour, 22 minutes. I'm starting to get a cramp in my hip. Might have to change positions. How about this? Does anybody have, since it's Virgo season still, and Virgo is a sign of service, has anybody ever had a bad experience with an Uber or a Lyft driver? I haven't had that situation, but has anybody ever had that? Has anybody had a bad situation, a crazy situation? So you had a crazy situation with a taxi cab in general? I had a taxi cab driver try to stiff me out of $10 before. Or what happened with you? Justin said, can a Pisces South Node be successful in Hollywood? Yes, they can. They just are vulnerable to the trappings of Hollywood. So the drug use, being deceived, in some type of way, being used, having to sleep with people and all this type of stuff, being someone that you're not. Lilith said, I don't do Ubers for a plethora of reasons. Miko said, I have. They cost $6 and travel half a mile. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. So, what was I saying? So you like Uber, Caleb? I don't have any problems with but I've heard some horror stories. Oro said one had one try to hold me hostage. You had to pay him cash. What the hell? Did you report him to the police? I am well versed that Kevin. Oh yeah, let's talk about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart is under a lot of scrutiny right now for leaving that car crash scene. Yeah, what's up with that? That's real suspicious. So didn't he go home first? And then it took him like 30 minutes to call the ambulance for the people in the car? Like, who does that? Cancers can be hella sneaky. Hella sneaky. Cameron said I use Uber all the time. Yeah, I really don't have any complaints about Uber. I never used a Lyft though. When I become loyal to a certain company, I really don't like switching. I am well versed that yes, he did. It was a few hours. Yeah, like they cancers can be like sneaky like that. You think he was drunk? He does seem like a douchey dude. Patrick said he wasn't trying to get that DUI. Siobhan said he was probably high. Oro said Lyft is good. They give discounts. Cameron said Lyft is sketchier to me than I think you meant than Uber. Adrian said he was in that car having a threesome. That's why the driver lost control. Adrian, you think like how I do. Because I was like, when I heard that there was a couple in the car, I was like, what were they getting into? Lil said he wasn't trying to get caught with the side chick. Cameron said then Uber. Okay. Rashawn Brown said all water signs are sneaky. Yep. Patrick Murphy said, yeah, Cancer, Suns, and Sag Moon can make a man hella self-righteous. I am well versed said, remember he did get a DUI years ago. Jay said they said he was cheating with his wife's personal trainer. And he does have a problem with cheating, doesn't he? L Divination said Kevin Hart has a lot to hide. Justin said Kevin Hart is hella sneaky and shady. I don't trust him. Awkward said, how can one have a threesome and drive? It's possible. I heard of a lot of things people do while they're driving. Just ask truck drivers. Miko said if I get a female Uber ride, I'm a hit. I'm done. I heard them Uber drivers, the females be hooking up. You know what? That could be a nice business if you really think about it. You pass your card. No, somebody probably snitch on you though. You know, she's hoeing out. She's using Uber to hoe. Siobhan said his wife looked like she tired. Hold up. Let me look at Kevin Hart's wife. I don't even know what she looked like. Is she black? I know his first wife was black. I've never been a fan of Kevin Hart though. That car though. Did y'all see the picture of the car? That car is tore up. Do 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 do. Do do. Do 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 do. Oh my God, they look like one mismatched couple. They don't even look right together. First of all, look like she's 6 feet tall and he's 5'2". My eyes are getting bad. Hold on. Oh, you know she's just with him for the bag. I got that bag. She like, I got this bag. Uh-huh. She with him for the bag, for real. Because I don't see no love between them. Siobhan says she part Asian, but she about to turn all black after dealing with Kevin. She about to leave his ass. Cosmic Can said Asian Uber driver was tripping. I think he had mental issues. Is there anybody who drives for Uber or Lyft? I signed up to drive for Uber one year. I couldn't do it. I got through the part where they, check you out and stuff. Then they were like, you just gotta drive your car to get inspected and shit. I didn't go there because I was like, I can't do it. I can't have strange people in my car. I can't have strange asses in my car. I'm very spiritual, so I be thinking about people's negative energy. I couldn't do it. And besides, I don't like the idea of putting all this wear and tear on your car. And I don't like the idea of having to drive everywhere. I'm not really fond of driving like that. Unless it's late at night and hardly nobody's on the road. Rendezvous said, wow, didn't Kevin cheat on his first wife? Yes, he did. I am well versed says she's not as fun now that she has had that baby and the bae is not cute. Rashawn Brown says Sagittarius people are prone to be Uber drivers. Bed bugs. Roaches. What you talk about, Source Scorpio? Of course you talk about bed bugs and roaches because you a Scorpio. I'm done. Wait, what are you talking about? Who got bed bugs and roaches? Uber? An Uber driver had bed bugs and roaches in his car? Stop playing. Of course it would happen to you, Source Scorpio, because you're a Scorpio. Yo, that is so real. You can't make this stuff up. La Divination said Kevin is a fraud. Period. Mika Jules said I interviewed to be a taxi driver the other day. Yeah, I'll have to protect my energy, not too hard. You better carry a 9 on you. Some pepper spray, something. Sean said I got my Mercury and Sag and I drive for Lyft occasionally. Okay. Rendezvous says Sag like to feel like they the boss. That's why we like driving jobs. Yeah, you don't got some boss breathing down your neck with their badass breath telling you, did you finish this report? Lilith said, I'm scared of getting with stranger danger men inside a closed moving space. Nah. La Divination said anyone with 2 eyes can see through Kevin. Kevin's wife was a Taurus. Yup, she want that dough. Oh, hell yeah. She probably ain't even having sex with him. That's why he cheating. I can't even imagine him, knowing how to throw it. I can't even imagine. And that soft voice he had. You like this? Does this feel good? Yeah. Come here, baby. Mm-mm. I hate that soft voice that he has. Soft as cottonelle. Cameron said, you like that shit? You like that soft voice? You like that shit? That cancer baby talk. Yes. Okay, how about this? I got another hot topic. This is getting old though. I'm late because I haven't been live lately, but and y'all better cop to this. Y'all better be honest. Who out there had that Popeyes chicken sandwich? Who had the Popeyes chicken sandwich? I didn't have it. I didn't even want it. Once it became this bandwagon thing and everybody flipping out, pulling out guns and shit for the chicken sandwich, I was like, nah, I'm cool. Javion said, not for me, not me. La Divination said, I'm not dumb. Oro said, not me. Leona said, LMAO. Lil said, that sandwich got pulled out of the menu. Source said, I had it before the bandwagon. Yeah, I heard that chicken sandwich been out. Oro said, sold out, hyped up. Yup, I bet you it ain't even that good. Rashawn said, I had the regular chicken sandwich, but not the spicy one. Sanaya says, steroid chicken. Rendezvous said, I was a truck driver for 12 years. We do everything driving down that road. Ooh-wee. Lil said employees were quitting like drop and fly. I would have quit too. I'd be like, you ain't putting all this stress on me over some fried chicken. Source said, nah, not all worth the hype. Cameron said, I did without even realizing it was a thing, though. I went with a friend. So, Cameron, is it really good? Is it as good as people are claiming? Because people are having orgasms over this chicken. And I'm like, it can't be better than Chick-fil-A and shit. Akeda said the Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A war was a subtle anti-Trump thing. How so, Akeda? Enlighten me. Miko said, I think Sagittarius are the funniest out of every sign. I agree, Miko. One of the funniest comedians was a Sag, Richard Pryor. He was also a big freak too. Oh yeah, let's talk about that, Kritika. Nicki going to give up her career for marriage only because it's Virgo season and she got that Virgo moon. She gonna change her mind. And I'm like, Nicki, how can you say you're retiring when you got that man child to take care of? You know he ain't putting up with that. He needs her to keep working. Bitch, you can't retire when you got a man child to take care of with that Leo in the 7th house. It's not happening. He's gonna leave you, girl. You better get up, get out, and get something for your man leave you. She the breadwinner in that family. Sorry, Scorpio says she probably got enough bread. Not the way he's spending that money. She don't. She better keep working. Yes, she got a man baby. Yes. Knowing good and well she gotta feed him his damn chicken and star soup and ramen and all that shit he want. His Lucky Charms. And Caleb said Chick-fil-A donates to anti-LGBT organizations and is pro-Trump. Oh, is that what the Trump thing was about? Oh, I get it. Indigo said Sag are funny because they are very optimistic and brutally honest. Yes, I forgot to take my meds today, honey. So I am in rare form. Yes, he looks hella ashy. I'm telling you, he got that look of poverty that ain't no amount of money can get rid of. It's stuck on him. Oro said, why would a woman want to take care of the man and the baby? I don't understand. Because some women have such a strong need to be in control. And Nicki Minaj got a Capricorn South Node. She got Mars in Capricorn. And what else in Capricorn? Is it Juno or Black Moon? Little something else in Capricorn. She has a need to maintain control. So women like that, they will get with a man child so they could be in control at the end of the day. Because she damn sure can't be with an alpha male. She got to be with the type of man where she tells him what to put on in the morning, what to take off at night, what to put in his mouth, how to wipe his ass, all that shit. She's raising him. Lila say he looks like he lives on a dirt road. Oh shit. Yeah, Nene is a dark-sided Sag all day. Source Scorpio said, and the reason why I know this about Nicki, about the control thing, is because I got the same fucked up situation. I will do the same thing, but I'm over that shit. I have gotten with man children. I've gotten with ne'er-do-wells who act like they can't keep a job, where they always need money and shit. Why? And I don't do it on purpose, but it's a subconscious thing because at the end of the day, I'm a Capricorn moon rising. I need to be in control. I need to be able to say, get the fuck out. I need to say, roll if you get on my nerves. That's what I need to say. So, me being dependent upon a man, as much as glamorous as it sounds, as beautiful as it sounds, like these women talking about leveling up and getting that bag from men and stuff, I can never put myself in a situation where I'm dependent upon a man where he could tell me to go kick rocks and I'm homeless. There's no way I could put myself in that situation. Or if he leaves me, I'm destitute. I'm in this desperation type of situation. There's no way. I can't do it. I have to be in control. So that means either I'm going to be single for the rest of my life or I'm going to get with somebody that, it's kind of like how I am. And, we both need that control. So we're going to be kind of very independent together. Or I just continue to get with these dusties that don't have nothing really going on for themselves, or they just can't get their shit together. The divination says she's in control, though. She thinks she's in control dealing with this dude, but I feel like she got another thing coming. So again, just when you think you're in control because you get with this dusty man child, that dusty man child could turn your life upside down. Already people are talking about he was in this one video wearing a gun and he's on probation. So I don't think he could be carrying a gun around. So people were saying that she said that she's retiring. Where did I see this on? For the Love of the Juice? Anybody watch that channel? But anyway, she was talking about, yeah, she might be retiring because he was caught in a video wearing a piece on his hip. So I was like, oh wow. She was like, he might be going back to jail. He is a straight criminal. Wait a minute, he's a pedo too? Yeah, so that's your answer. That's the underlying reason why a lot of successful women will get with these dusties, because number one, the pickings are slim for women that are very successful, and it don't matter what the race is, but especially a black woman. If a black woman's a millionaire, you know how hard it is for her to find her equal? It's like damn near impossible, because her equal is chasing after every other woman that's not black. Number one. So to Nicki's credit, I have to basically say she doesn't have much of a choice unless she gets with some other man, maybe a man of a different race or whatever like that. Siobhan says she already calling him her husband. Wait a minute, what's this about hitting a white line? The thing is, Zawina said, let me see. No, hey, sincerely, you said, well, you will certainly be single, I guess. But I'm fine with being single. It's just those times where things are rough, where I'd be like, see, if I had a man, I wouldn't be going through this. But then on a regular day, I'm chilling. Cause guess what? I don't have to deal with the negative shit that comes with men right now. So I'm cool. I'm chilling. Caleb said, or a rich Arab like Rihanna. Now Janet tried that with the Arab. You see, that didn't last long. Siobhan says she can't date a corporate CEO. She a rapper with too much body and foul lyrics. Yup. And she too hood. Ain't no CEO type of dude gonna want her. You see how Eve changed up, and this is so Scorpio. Eve changed up. Like, she's so fake. Cause she was remember when she first came out with Rough Rider, she was all hood and all this stuff, all down ass chick. And then when she got her little fetish fashion line, she wanted to act like she was this bougie chick and all this stuff, rubbing elbows with the elite. Next thing you know, she get with this multi-millionaire dude, really faking the funk. Caleb said Eve turned into a whole white woman. Eve probably don't even fuck with her family no more. They like, Eve, where Eve? We haven't heard from Eve in 5 years. Lilith said Arab men are the finest men. You know what? I used to believe that. I used to have a serious thing for Arab men for a while, but then I got over that shit. Is he a billionaire? I think he. I know he does something with race car driving or whatever. Scorpios can be like that though. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll be nice. I'll say it was a transformation. I'll say that. Lil says somebody said his family is linked to ISIS. Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks, Cicada. So she's a 10. That's the come up number. Yeah. So she came up. And that shows that she can change per her associations. So who she's associated with at any given point in time, she could start adopting their lifestyle and their characteristics and all that stuff. So it makes a lot of sense how she went from the Rough Rider chick to that chick that's, getting all that paper now. Gary Dorsett and Caribbean men. What about Caribbean men? Oh, you talking about the sexy men? Eve is even taking care of his husband's white kids. Her husband's white kids is hilarious. Well, I'm like, if you married, that's part of your job as a wife to be a stepmom if he got kids already. Jeanette said, Arab men love me. I love them too. Well, alhamdulillah, go get them, baby. Let me stop blaspheming. I might have some devout Muslims up in here. I don't know why, because I'm sinful. You ride them niggas like a camel. Some of them are hella sexy. I ain't gonna lie. Mm. And some of them are packing too. Don't ask me how I know. I just know some of them are packing. They basically mulattoes. That's what they are. They're basically mixed. They basically mix with black and whatever European country invaded their African nation. That's basically what an Arab is. And they just migrated to different areas of the world, but stayed primarily in the Middle East. Awkward said Arab men fine, but I refuse to put on a hijab and walk 3 feet behind them. Well, not all of them are like that. Like the Moroccans, they're very relaxed when it comes to religion. A lot of them. Jeanette said, haha, they do love that Caribbean chocolate. But will they bring that Caribbean chocolate home to their family, though? That's the question. Or are they just using the Caribbean chocolate for some of that fun? Awkward said them Hispanic men mix with black and white too. That's why them and Arabs look similar. Yes. I was watching some show. I forgot what YouTuber it was, but she was like, basically, there's only 2 races. She was like black and white. Everybody else, no, this is what she said. She said Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid. But that's coming from some white man who had said that back in the day. I don't know if that's true. Like there's only 3 races and everybody else is like different ethnicities, or like you're either one of the 3. That's what they say. Thank you, Siobhan, because that person got some issues. Akeda said Arabs see black women as sex objects, sex slaves due to the history of Islamic slave trade. An old friend married an Egyptian Muslim man and he mollywops her ass regularly. Wow. Caleb said, yes, that's true. Hispanics are often mistaken as Arab. Awkward said, if he ain't marrying me, he won't be riding my magic carpet. Hey, I like the way you put that. Siobhan said, I'm not down with being somebody's fetish for a night. I feel you on that. That's not even sexy. I want to see your big ass. You got the big ass. You like the videos. What did I say in that Janet Jackson video? I was like, you want money? I got money. That's what that's what Janet Jackson's ex-husband said. Know what accent I can't stand? And forgive me, anybody who is from this area. I can't stand that Baltimore accent. Do y'all know what I'm talking about with the Baltimore accent? Did I talk about this before? But that accent gets on my nerves. What's another accent that gets on my nerves? Australian accents get on my nerves sometimes. Them real thick Australian, them Aussie accents. Hey, Mike. Get over here. Good day, Mike. That type of stuff. I'm like, ugh. I could never be with an Australian dude. Welfare office said, you like women with a mustache? Source Scorpio said, I like East Coast women. Why? Because they got that edge. They got that roughness with them. They drag their words and be more. Them real thick New York accents where it'd be like, my mother, my brother, get it together. Like they can't pronounce that ER. Cameron said Australian accents are gross. And they sound so tacky and cheap. Hawaiian accent. I know what you're talking about. I just can't do an impression of a lady. It'd be like Hawaii. Welcome to Hawaii. Oh yes, Orange. Yep, I offer that as part of my services, astrocartography, relocation services. Oh yeah, they have accents. Yes, they do. Yo, son. Yo, son. Come here, son. Yeah, everything's son. Back in the day, it was more B. Yo, what up, B? Yo, you bugging, B? I love Jamaican accents. I wish I could imitate a Jamaican accent better than what I can. Don't let them fool ya. Oh no. Shada da 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 ba ba da 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 da. Or even try to school ya. We got a mind of our own. That's why Nicki Minaj called everyone her sons. Because she used to be in a boss. Or else said, I'm a little Jamaican. Miko said Aussies sound like they don't brush their teeth, talking with morning breath and tons of saliva. Ew. Or even tried to school ya. Ba-da-ba. Oh, know who else I wanted to talk about? Call me now for your free reading. Miss Cleo, that fraud. What was I talking about? Anybody know about this van girl situation? Anybody follow this van girl on YouTube? I wanted to talk about her because she's a Virgo, being as though it's Virgo season. She's a Virgo with her Virgo North Node, and people are accusing this chick of being a fraud on YouTube because supposedly she got like millions of subscribers after one video. I believe she's a plant from what I see in her chart. Once I saw that her sun is conjoined to the Virgo North Node, I was like, oh no, she had help. I was like, she had help. She didn't do this shit on her own. Her name is what's her name? Janelle something. The van girl, yeah. The girl that claims she's living in her van and shit, black chick. First of all, let's talk about that. Could a Virgo successfully, comfortably live in a van? Is that something that a Virgo could do? I don't really see it. I see a Virgo being too particular about the way they want things, and a Virgo being too much about cleanliness. And well, not all Virgos are very clean like that, but you know, a lot of them are. And Virgos, they need to have certain necessities. They need a shower, all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Once I saw that, I was like, hold up, hold up. Now, she does have a Pisces South Node, which could make her the type of wanderer, type of traveler, type of person. But thank you, Siobhan, a Virgo and living in a van. You know what I'm saying? That's more for Pisces. So I'm giving her credit because she has that pipe. Don't talk about that Arona. Oh, no. Don't get me started on her. I got to check and see what's up with that chick. What's the update on her? Because she had lost her mind for a minute. But anyway, you could say, okay, because she got that Pisces South Node, that means, you know, that she's built for this type of life. But I'm like, nah, that Virgo sun is gonna, you know, it's gonna cancel out a lot of that Pisces South Node. Now, if she didn't have a Virgo sun, if it was in another sign, hey Sarah, how you doing? If it was in another sign, like maybe Sagittarius or even Gemini, yeah, that'd be different. But I was like, hold up. So that Pisces South Node can also mean that she's lying. She's putting up an illusion. She's creating this illusion with the help of somebody else, some other group or whatever, to make it seem like she's this van girl. I'm not buying it. Caleb said, why are a lot of Pisces hippies? Because Pisces is that very fluid, basically do what you want type of sign. Like, I really don't want to have to assume responsibility. I just want to be. I just want to flow. I want to be with the universal flow type thing. And, you know, Pisces is also that very compassionate sign, like, you know, love everybody, you know, cherish everybody, say the animals and all that stuff. Siobhan says she has 1,000,000+ views per video. That's how you know this shit's fake. Well, Melanie, Melanie asks, what the hell causes Virgos to have those crazy ass explosive tempers? Well, number one, they're ruled by Mercury. They're a mutable sign, which means they're very volatile. Mercury is volatile in and of itself as a planet. And that's why they have this term called mercurial, because Mercury can get really testy. So Virgo can get really testy because they're ruled by Mercury and they're dealing with all this nervous energy. And sometimes that nervous energy compounds upon them, so it just becomes too much and they just explode. But that's why Virgo does well when they channel that energy into physical fitness, especially martial arts or yoga. They're really good for that. They're built for that. Yes, that's why Virgos resort to drugs, because they need to self-medicate because of all that nervous energy. Virgo man and a Cancer woman, that could really work out, and that can last for years. I'm talking about years. Even if the two don't get along all the time, it could still last for years. But you got to look at other factors in the chart to really be sure. Yes, Mercury's also the trickster. Yes. Kiki Lovejoy said, I'm going to say it again. I dated a Virgo for 90 days. He was horrible. He didn't want to work. He stunk his whole family. Been like him. He didn't pay his child support. So he was one of those total screw up bum type of Virgos, which are the worst kind to be with. Oh my God. I'm glad you got rid of him. 90 days of hell. Lil said, what's a cure for nervous energy? Well, you got your weed, you got heroin, you got morphine, you got ecstasy, you got anything that's going to mellow you out. You know, you could take a shot of some scotch or whatever like that. No, I'm just playing. No, well, that's why a lot of times Virgo will resort to drugs, self-medicating, because they need to temper down that nervous energy. But I did mention yoga and I mentioned martial arts, which is really good for Virgo. Virgo actually rules martial arts. So that's one of the cures for that Virgo nervous energy. And martial arts is going to teach you how to discipline yourself, how to have that self-control, how not to get all crazy when you get into a situation. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Xanax and all those types of pills that'll keep you kind of in that mellowed out state. You'd be surprised, Miko. Some Virgos can basically drink and snort a Pisces under the table. Gary, fixed signs can be so relaxed and complacent with the way things are that they make other people unrelaxed or not relaxed. So when other people want to change those fixed signs, they just want to keep things as they are. Lil said, how do you learn to meditate? Beat the hell out of me. I got Mercury in Sagittarius. I tried meditating over the years. It ain't happened. It's hard. Don't say what, La Divination. Sanaya said, I'm a Pisces and I smoke and drink, but Virgo can get down. Yup. Kiki said, I have a niece that I raised until she went to college, 14 to 18. She had the nastiest wrong in the history of teenager. Huh? Seems like somebody been hitting the bottle kind of hard, Kiki. So I'm just playing. Cosmic said they say she used to work for YouTube in Canada and it makes sense. You're talking about the Van girl. Okay, so now she's been outed. Makes sense. And there is an aspect in her chart that shows that she can be outed. Wait a minute, let me try to find it. Van girl, where you at? Her name is Janelle Eliana. So what did I see where I was like she could be outed? What was it that I saw? Oh, Sun Square Pluto. So she got Sun squaring Pluto and her Pisces South node and her Virgo North node. That's her being exposed for being a fraud all day. And that shows that she's under the influence of somebody. She's not acting alone. There was something else in her chart where I was like, yeah, that's a sign she's not acting alone with this. What was it? Mars trine Pluto. She got Mars trine Pluto, also Sun trine Saturn. That could deal with she got some company that is basically giving her money, helping her out so that she can masquerade as this van girl. Brown-eyed girl. The divination said don't give these people about alternative methods of relaxing. You know what? I'm pretty sure people in this chat room do all types of drugs. Lilith said, I can't stay calm for shit, at least internally. Externally, I look calm as hell. Wait a minute, 90-day supply? What are we talking about? What drugs are we talking about? Sarah said, yeah, I'm looking for a doc. I need me some Xanax, but doctors don't do that Xanax no more. They really don't? That's good because I heard that Xanax be fucking people up. Orange Blossom said you should check out the story of the 680 the 680 something 13-year-old who died surrounded by trash and junk food. The 680-pound 13-year-old? Oh, I gotta check this out. Her mother claims she didn't eat much. I'm curious to know both their charts. Oh, wait, I'm gonna have to check this out. So there was a 680-pound 13-year-old. That's criminal. They need to throw the mother in jail for that. Her mother claimed she didn't eat much. So the mother was basically killing the child with food. Wow. Golden Treasure said, my Virgo neighbor doesn't shut the fuck up and can't stay on subject energy. Too scattered. Well, she would never see me coming. I'm a pro at avoiding neighbors, man. I avoided my neighbor today. I was so happy. I come outside, he's already walking. I'm like, yes. Because I'm just, with my Capricorn energy, I'm just not really a neighborly person. I mean, I'm nice, but every time I come out the house, I don't want to have to be like, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Some people are like, hey, how you doing? No, I'm not like that. I be coming out the house like this, like, I hope nobody see me. Oh, yeah, I still got to do the night stalker birth chart. I'm going to do a case study on that. Right? Don't you hate that when neighbors be all in your business? Even though I was all in this other lady's business, that her car was parked next to mine, and I was like, oh, that's your car. And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, I like it. I was like, I like the color, everything. I'm like, damn, I'm all in her business. Her name is Janelle Eliana with an E. Elian. Don't you hate nosy neighbors? Wait a minute, this chick doesn't claim to be black? What? Caleb said, I wish there was a mute button for people. Miko said, I'm not into neighbors either, for good reason. Selena said, do the ATL child killer. I don't know his name, but do his chart. The black guy that they tried to pin those child killings on, I don't believe it. I'm not buying it. Wait a minute, what's up with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? What he do? Choke her out? I'm just waiting for the day for Johnny Depp to get violent. I'm just waiting. You can tell he got a lot of crazy bottled up in him, just waiting to just come out. Thank you, Indigo. And Johnny is looking bad, man, nowadays. Who else did I see that is looking bad? That Jason Weaver. He was a small-time actor and singer. He looks bad. Isn't Johnny Depp a Libra? Johnny Depp threw bottles of wine at, wait a minute, it's going too fast, at her apparently. Oh, so he already did get violent. See, I told you. He got that shit at him. I could already see it. He's also probably the type that'll like, because he's, oh, that's right, he's a Gemini. So he's also the type that'll like rip open his shirt and be like, stab me, just kill me now. Be like, shut up. Source say he's a Scorpio. No, he's definitely a Gemini because I remember now. He's a crazy ass Gemini. Hey, what's up, Quentin? Quentin Tarantino. Macaulay Culkin is a Virgo. No wonder why he turned out, and he looks terrible. I wonder why he turned out bad. Yeah, Johnny Depp is a Satanist. He had a romance with Marilyn Manson, sucking on each other's songs and stuff. Like, it looked like Marilyn Manson's dick stinks, and Johnny's don't smell that great either. And you know what I'm not too crazy about either? I was thinking about this the other day. You know, I got Mars and Gemini, so sometimes like nasty thoughts just be coming into my head. But I was thinking this the other day, and so, a lot of y'all already know it's been a while for me since I got my groove on. But I had a memory. I got a little memory, a little whiff of like what semen smells like. And I was like, I don't miss that shit. I was like, I don't care if I don't ever smell this, if I don't smell that smell ever again. Number one, that smell is one of a kind. There's nothing else on this earth that smell like that. And when you smell it, you know a man's been around. So it's like, Golden said Clorox, like bleach. Yeah, I would always say it's that outdoorsy, fresh, clean smell, but it's not totally clean. It's just that, but it's that smell that you can't, there's nothing else that smells like it on earth. Lil said smell like diluted, but honestly, I got a whiff of that in my nose. I don't know what I was around, what was in the atmosphere or whatever, and maybe it was my higher self telling me like you don't miss the dick like you think you do, because I got a whiff of that shit. I was like, I don't miss that shit. You see the face I'm making? I'm like, I don't need to smell that shit again. Kayla says semen smells like bleach or funky cheese. Semen smells like spit and dirty, sweaty palms. Yeah, I'm not feeling it no more. Sarah said, ew, I'm with you, Rabina, but I need that with all my sexual energy. But yeah, it's nasty. When you think about it, like, yeah, I mean, it's sex is really an inconvenience for the female. Like, if you really think about it. Lilith, of course you love semen, Lilith. You probably drink it by the liter. Of course, I'm not surprised. Johanna said, damn. Cameron said, peep how everyone's talking about it smells, but not how it tastes. Well, Lilith said she loves it, so I know she could tell you how it tastes. Because people are shy. People don't want to tell on themselves. Caleb said vaginas are better. So you had both? Caleb, you had dick and vagina before? You like vagina better? Lilith said, I'm celibate as hell now. Welfare office says semen bukkake. Yeah, I heard about that. Them men ejaculating all them demons on their faces and shit. You know that's what happens. All that sperm that don't get used up in the uterus or that just gets spilt around, or you go to, in hotel rooms, they be jacking off all over the place. That shit creates little demons, believe it or not. That's why there's a lot more demons walking around nowadays than it was before, because people are all hypersexual now. Awkward Letter says semen mukbang. Because that is life. When a man jacks off, he's jacking off life. It's not like a woman. A woman just releases one egg. A man will release an army of millions. Or is it in the billions? It's crazy. But they're living creatures that are coming out. These motherfuckers swim. And they have a certain level of intelligence because they can just chill in the uterus and wait for shit to get clear, and then boom, get you pregnant. So they can be tricky with it too. And then some of them will be disabled. Some of them are like because the man could be on drugs or whatever, or he could be mentally ill, or he could be eating like horrible food, and next thing you know, there's a bunch of disabled sperm coming in you, bunch of mutated sperm on your face and down your throat and shit. Then you wonder why you got this cold that you can't get rid of for 3 months. It just keeps coming back. That's not a cold, that's demons. Or you wonder why you start getting homicidal on the dude. That's the demons working on you. It ain't his good dick. That's that sperm coming to life. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For real though. Orange Blossom said, I can't just have sex with anyone because I can become crazily obsessed and clingy. Why do you think them old prostitutes be looking all worn out? Why do you think the whorish gay men, when they get older, they look all worn out? I don't care. They may not have AIDS, but they look like they got AIDS. Because all that goddamn semen is basically eating away at their soul. And this is a lesson for anybody, male, female, gay, straight. This shit is serious. We are dealing with spiritual entities. There's this whole thing called semenancy, where certain occult groups will use ejaculate to basically perform divination, to like read the future and shit. Look it up if you don't believe me. Then you got that, what's that lady's name? Marina Abramovich. She uses semen in her spirit cooking. So she be painting with like semen and period blood and whatever else, because all of that has a spiritual component to it. Orange Blossom said, I can't do anal. I value my digestive tract too much, and I agree. Sex opens a portal. Yes, it does. Akeda said, Crowley's Cakes of Light. Expound on that, Akeda. Educate us. Because that's one thing I haven't heard of about Crowley, the Cakes of Light. What's that mean? Orange Blossom says, sex workers usually look lifeless behind their eyes. Lil said some feminists did yogurt with her vaginal yeast. Sign of the times, y'all. People are acting crazy. That's some Uranus and Taurus shit. That's disgusting. Awkward Letter said, do you lose your soul if you have sex with a bunch of people? I don't think you necessarily lose your soul, but you could end up having a tormented soul. Zawina said, and abortions make you crazy too. I heard about that. I had a friend where she used to say that there, like, when you get an abortion, it leaves a ghost baby in you. I don't know if that's true, but shoot, I mean, there's a lot about the spirit world we don't know. Akeda said Abramovich's spirit cooking is based on Aleister Crowley's Cakes of Light that had sperm, blood, and excrement. Ew. Dark magic. That's like the darkest form of magic out there. Critica said, oh my God, what about swingers and orgies? Hell, I'm staying away from any location, any establishment like that. Like, even though I've been in one of those clubs and honestly the vibe in there wasn't like dark and demonic, I still wouldn't, I couldn't find, like, I couldn't see myself frequenting that type of stuff and participating in that. That's too much negative energy floating around. Sarah said an abortion will ruin your soul. Trust me, I know. Awkward Letter said orgies seem germy. Hell yeah, they're germy. I don't know why people that engage in orgies and shit act like STDs don't exist. Like, but you never hear about the aftermath. You know, rarely you do, but a lot of them people that be having that type of lifestyle, I'm sure they're in and out of the clinic. Orange said, some people are built to have a lot of sex with a lot of people. I find that sex can be potentially devastating for me spiritually and mentally. A lot of porn stars will tell you the damage that it has wreaked upon their lives. I don't want to be a porn star no more. Lilith said threesomes seem fine. Yeah, I mean, threesomes are your thing. Yeah, but you got to be careful with that too, because that has broken up a lot of couples, just that one threesome. Because usually one of the people want more of that person and they want that person to themselves. That's what I found to be the case a lot of times. Miko said, only us foot fetish men are aware of STDs. Other people don't even care. Trust me. Wow. So people be having STDs on their feet? Ew. Having chlamydia on their big toe and shit? Like, ew. Zawina said, too much energy transferring. The people's healer said, how important is sex? It's as important as you make it. For some people, it ain't important at all. Oh, don't get me started. I was about to spill some tea. I ain't doing it. Medium Sloan Bella said Prince would have orgies performed in his house and he took energy from that act and made songs out of it. He might have. He was a Scorpio rising. Every foot fetish man I've met is weird. My theory is it's because their brains are scientifically, literally wired differently. Lil said, I feel like the most sex you have with different people, the most depersonalized you become to it. Also, people are nasty out here and sharing those germs and bacteria. Yeah. I would even be really wary about who I kiss. Gary said, yup, threesomes people be getting jealous. Yup. A lot of times it's not this, there's always some aftermath, it seems like, with the threesome. Cameron said, energy transfer that is wasted and left to die. Cameron said, share the tea. I don't know, because he might be watching. He gonna know I'm talking about him. Now, Blasian Beauty said, I'm big on energy. That's why I don't randomly have sex with any man, nor I never and don't engage in one night stands. Lil said, I never played bottle when I was a teen. I'm very picky about my partners. Akeda says, some of these Hollywood execs have had sex with thousands of people. No wonder they are demonic. Yeah, I can't even imagine having a list of sex partners in the thousands. That's outrageous. Cameron said, I was in a threesome once when I was 18 and it ended very badly. Did somebody pull out a blade? Like what happened? But yeah, it's like a lot of times we need to stop kidding ourselves and acting like, we could rise above human nature. Hey, Dramacidal, how you doing? Caleb said sex creates soul ties. Lila said Blueface said he fucked 1,000 women in 6 months. Ew, did he really? I wonder how many STDs he got out of that. Because that's what I be thinking about. But what was I going to say? It was something I was going to say. Blasian Beauty said, I used to work in the medical field. The amount of STDs I encounter on a daily basis. Wow. Orange said, lust is literally a type of spirit, an entity usually found on porn sites and up strip clubs. I believe you. Blueface looks like he got STDs. He does. Bust down, Tatiana. Bust down. I do not understand that dude. Like, I don't understand. But then again, it's this new wave music, I guess. Quentin said, speaking of sex, why do women have sex with guys that are players, even if they know? Wait a minute. Even if they know they expect to get cheated on. Well, a lot of players have swag and finesse, and that's why a lot of women still deal with them because they can't resist that swag and finesse. Source Scorpio, so I know some of my frat brothers are in the thousands. Jesus, that's just so whorish. Anna Mansfield said proposes to her, she accepts, and they remain married until she died. He's an Aries and she was a Pisces. Movie was made about them called Crazy Love. Looking so crazy in love. I don't like being crazy in love. Like Beyonce tried to make it seem like that was some good shit. That's not a good thing, being crazy in love. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Like, for real. Nobody should be crazy in love. But a Virgo will be crazy. Yeah, thank you, Kayla. I was about you beat me to it. I was about to say, but a Virgo will be crazy in love. Yeah. Is coming. Now you looking so crazy, baby. Yup. Got me looking so crazy right now. This whole love thing, it's overrated. It's been watered down, it's overrated, and it's been cheapened. Do we even know what love really means anymore? Like, really? And I'm not talking about love between family members, parents and children. I'm talking about love between, partners. Do we even know what love is anymore? Do we even know what it means? Do we even know how to love one another without our egos getting all in the way? Because our version of love when we get into a relationship is I want this, I want that, I expect this, I have these expectations, I have these standards. It's I. That don't really sound like love to me. Zawina said, I told you this. Fuck love, give me loyalty. Caleb said, love means nothing. All matters is understanding. Source said, I love you means I want to own you. I feel you on that. Or like I was saying in the last live stream, it's like when you say you love somebody, that means, now you're being held to this high standard. Now you're being watched. Now you're being tested. Source Scorpio said, we are all selfish. I know that's right. That's why I'm single. I'm too selfish. And I'm not selfish in the point where I'm like selfish in the heart, but I'm selfish in that I value my time. I value my personal space. And if you're going to like give me any static in any type of way, I won't have a problem getting rid of you. Melanie said Virgos do fall in love hard. My friend is a Libra and her Virgo acts super crazy over her. I gotta sit up, man. My elbow. Y'all see my Tom and Jerry shirt? It says, what's it say? Fake friends. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. Oh my God, let me stretch my leg out. I'm getting a cramp. Fake friends. I was thinking the other day, and this is probably because I got 11th house stellium. I was thinking the other day, I was like, you only get like a really one or two really good friends. That whole situation where girls be having a girls trip or there be a group of women and they're all friends. I'm not buying it. I think it's bullshit. You can't tell me that 3 or more women are all going to be cool with each other like that. Somebody's lying. Somebody's faking a phone. Or maybe I should say 4 or more. It's very rare that you're going to have like a group of women all come together and they're all friends and they're all cool. Miko said it's the same with men. Latasha said 3 is the limit. So yeah, when somebody's talking about, oh yeah, I got all these friends and stuff and they're an adult, I'm like, you don't got all those friends like you think you do. Because trust and believe, these motherfuckers are talking behind your back as soon as you leave. So yeah, it's like, but you can even say that about family sometimes. Sometimes you mean like family sometimes like really ain't the ones to really be hanging with all the time. Lilith said I always have 2 or 3 friends. I have groups. I like intimacy. Kritika said I have 2 friends and they're my rock. And that's what I mean. Like you're usually going to get maybe 3 friends at the max. And usually they're not all going to be friends with each other unless y'all all came out of college together or y'all all went to high school together. Y'all just been solid like that. But I think it's very rare to just have these group of women getting together and they're all friends equally. I'm not buying it. Awkward Letter said, yeah, that's just a clique. Gary said, LOL, I barely got friends. Well, join the club because I barely got friends too. I got friends on a universal level, like online. I feel like y'all are my friends, and I got friends on Facebook and stuff like that. But do you think I could call a chick up and be like, what you doing tonight? I don't got that type of friend. And do I really want that type of friend? I don't know. Golden Treasure said, same here. Caleb said, intellectual people tend to have less friends. I agree with you because I'm not one for small talk. Like, even though I'll do small talk here, it's still for a purpose. But I don't like doing a lot of small talk where I'm just, shooting the breeze and talking about what came on TV and how good your man did it to you last night and all this stuff. I don't got time for that. Another thing, and this is what can make me a fair weather friend. I really don't have time. Like if I had a friend and she's going through this bullshit with her man and it's very blatant that she needs to leave him, but I gotta be that shoulder to cry on and all this type of stuff. I'm not for that either. Because once you know the truth and you know that, this man's no good for you, I don't want to be wiping your tears every other week because you're too hard headed and you're clinging on to this no good man. So me and that friend, I don't think we would last because I would be too real with them. Because I'd be like, look, I don't want to hear it no more. You already know this fool ain't shit. And I would say it just like that. Natasha said, yo, the same here. I can't go through with you. Sorry, Scorpio said, I'm actually my only friend right now. And sometimes that's the only friend you need at the moment. And then Kritika mentioned oversensitive friends. I can't be with an oversensitive friend that's really needy. That's how me and this Cancer chick had a falling out because she wanted to get oversensitive on me, and I was like, oh no. And she stopped being my friend over something real petty and stupid. And I was like, good. I was like, I was getting tired of your ass anyway. I didn't tell her that, but I was thinking that in my head because she was just one of those messy emotional cancers that was always chasing after a man. And I have a hard time respecting women like that who will drop everything for a man. Any man they start dating is the one. And they just know and they fall in love with any man that has a heartbeat and a penis that halfway works. So yeah, I'm just too real and I got a lot of masculine energy in me. So I really don't have time for that clingy type of friend that's going to be all, talking about her man and doing this and all that type of stuff. So I've been doing a lot of venting tonight, haven't I? But another thing I want to vent about too, this is kind of funny. I love She Devil. I love She Devil. And my girl Meryl Streep plays in that. But I'll tell you another pet peeve I have. So when I hear women who've been married before complain that they can't get a man, like these women will be married before. A lot of them will be married twice, like two different times. They've been down that marriage road, but they're divorced now. And they're wondering why they're single or they're looking for another husband or another man and stuff. And I be wanting to say so bad, like, well, at least you got married. At least you found a man that was willing to marry you. I've never been married. I never had a man propose to me. So what? Like, you think you got problems? Like, if you've been married once, you better be satisfied with that because a lot of women nowadays can't even get that. And I'm not saying if I'm not coming from a bitter position, I'm actually coming from a humorous position when I say that. But no, it's true. Like some women be on their second and third marriage or second and third divorce, and they're complaining about they need to find a one and all that stuff. I'm like, bitch, you had your chance. Like you've been married, divorced, married again, divorced. It's like the universe is only going to give you a few chances. Like, come on now, I didn't have no chance. I didn't have no chance to fuck up a marriage and get divorced. So I don't even know what that's like. But yeah, that's I have a hard time feeling sorry for a woman that's been married already. She done been down that aisle. She done worn that white dress. And I'm sitting here, I can't even dream of going to David's Bridal or wherever you get a wedding dress from and do it up and have my big day and shit like that. Oh yeah, you feeling my Capricorn moon strong today, Cindy? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I'm bitter. I'm fucking bitter, man. No, I'm not bitter. No, but it's the truth though. So women that be like, oh yeah, I need that husband, whatever. I'm like, you already had your chance. Like, goddamn, give another bitch a chance. Like, damn. This is why I can't have a husband because you've been married 2 or 3 or 4 times. No, but I really think that even if the guy is an asshole, the fact that he wants to marry you is big time. That says a lot, in my opinion, because a lot of men are afraid of commitment. So if he's willing to propose to you and willing to sign on that dotted line and tie that knot, I'm like, that's saying something about the woman. That means that, wow, he must really think something highly of you or whatever, like that. I never had it like that where some man, he's talking about, I want to marry you and all this. Now I had some like fake shit, some illusion type shit that was like that. But then once I came out of the illusion and found out that this nigga was just playing house, then yeah. Golden said I got proposed to after 2 evictions. Damn. Krutika said Libra man never proposed. Awkward said, how can people get numerous divorces? Doesn't that shit feel like death? Some people are addicted to that whole process, getting married and divorced. Zawina said, I don't even know if I want a hubby. I want a long distance relationship. Well, with that being said, you probably don't need a husband. For real. We don't all need to be married. Have a good night, Caleb. Thanks for joining me. But yeah. But I'm not bitter about the whole marriage thing, but I just do find it funny that women who've already been married, they act like, they didn't have a chance at marriage. Some of them. Lilith said, I don't want to share my bathroom. Fuck out of here. He could live on the same block as me. I like your style, Lilith, because I'm feeling you on that. I don't want to share my bathroom. I don't want to share my bed. Like I said, when I was living with my ex, this Taurus, he would fart in bed all the time, and that like really ruined it for me. Actually, no, it didn't ruin it for me, but it it has me to the point where I'm like really on edge for another man to be like that. And I think that's so disrespectful. Just farting in bed next to your partner like they're not even there. And I'm talking about he was ripping some loud ones where the whole bed was shaking and shit. I was just like, wow, you can't wait till you get up out of the bed, nasty motherfucker. Ew, his pubes on the bathroom sink. Hell no. Lil said Taurus men fart be deadly and their breath. Some of them. Isn't that shit gross? And it's disrespectful. After a while, I was wondering if he was just doing that because he didn't give a fuck about me no more. But I think that's just how he is. But yeah, I don't like that shit. I don't even like that shit where you just walking around and you let one rip. I'm like, excuse yourself and go to the bathroom. But some women are like this too. But some men think that, okay, because we're in a relationship or we're married, I could just walk and let one rip. And it usually be the loud ones. And you're not supposed to say nothing. I get offended when I hear somebody fart when I know they can control it. Like when my son was here for the summer, he lives with his dad. Throughout the year, he comes to stay with me in the summer. When my son was with me in during the summer, he was bending down to do something, and my face was like right where his ass was, and he let one rip. I was like, boy, I was like, oh, I was so mad because I knew he pushed it out. Cause I was like, you pushed that shit out, didn't you? And he was like, no, I didn't. He was like, I didn't know it was coming. It slipped out. I was like, I could tell the difference between a fart that you force out and a fart that just slips out. I was like, you pushed that fart out. But yeah, I don't play that shit. That's my Venus and Libra. I'm like, no farting. If you can excuse yourself and fart in the bathroom or whatever, nah. Because guess what? I can control my fart. And if I gotta fart bad enough, I will go around a corner or something. You can even control the loudness of the fart if you're careful enough. You know what I'm saying? And I know some of y'all know what I'm saying. Like, you don't just let it rip, you gotta let it slowly ease out. And sometimes you got to let it ease out in little increments. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so instead of it being like, it'll be like, and then you just go about your business. Nobody knew what happened. Just Jared Barry said that don't always work. Orange Blossom said, I don't like to hold in my farts. I don't even like farting in bed myself. Like, because I'm always by myself in bed. But I don't even like farting in my own bed. I be feeling like, damn, I'm nasty. Sarah said, "Oh my God, it's great. Reveal you on fire. Where is Virgo in your chart? 8th house, baby. That's why I'm so nasty." But you know what I mean, though. You can control some of those farts. Now, some of them farts is like uncontrollable, but that's when you really need to excuse yourself. Chelsea said, "My Scorpio best friend has been trying to convince me it means something when you date someone you can fart around. No thanks." Yeah, some people believe that that is the basically that's moving the relationship to the next level. If you can fart around your partner, if you could take a shit with your partner in the bathroom or whatever, that means that the relationship has progressed to a new level. To me, that means boundaries are being crossed that shouldn't be crossed. Like I told y'all before, I don't know if some of y'all heard this story, but I had a Virgo ex. He would want to sit in the bathroom with me when I was taking a deuce. He would want to have this conversation with me and shit, and sometimes argue with me while I'm trying to, do my business. So after a while, like, and he wouldn't leave me alone. Like, he would be knocking on the door and all, "Come on, let me in." Just terrible. I think he probably got off on the smell of my shit. I don't know. Virgos can be nasty like that. Yes, he was a nasty Virgo. Mm-hmm. And he always wanted to try to get me to do it in the tutor in the tootie McBooty, and I wasn't for it. Orange said I met a Capricorn man who wait who wanted me to shit on him and wait and be my slave Capricorn rising too. Yo, Orange, I was just telling my student how trashy some Capricorns could be. I was like, they could be like real sleazy and smutty. I like to call it smut. That's got Capricorn lust on the dark end. So Scorpio said if we have one bathroom, she in the shower and I have to blow it up, or vice versa, I go. Oh, I don't want you blowing up the bathroom while I'm taking a shower, because guess what? That funk is going to mix with that steam and it's going to get all up in your nostrils and shit, get all in your hair and shit. You thinking your hair smell like conditioner, but it smell like some steam shit. Nah, I'm cool. And this is why I guess I'm single, because there's too much compromise that has to be made with this stuff. Justice said earth signs are not for you. Well, I guess not. Sarah said that's just because a Virgo is accepting and wants to open up. And yeah, I would never fart or shit in front of my partner. Orange Blossom said he also told me not to take showers and he loves stank pussy. Yeah, that's that dark sided Capricorn shit. Awkward letter says shit dictionary. That's exactly what it would be saying. Cap Golden Treasure said Cap Dude used to tell me to hit him while we were being intimate. I was talking about that with Capricorn too, about the sadistic, masochistic tendencies of Capricorn. Speaking of that, I was watching another artistic documentary on this crazy dude called Francis Bacon. Y'all need to look at that documentary, because this was a dark-sided motherfucker, like for real. And he only had his Uranus in Capricorn, but it's squaring his moon and Saturn. He has moon conjoined to Saturn. His Uranus was squaring his Mercury, so you know he was off mentally. But the thing with him was he was one of those dark artists, so his artwork was real dark. So you heard of him, Awkward Letter? Check out the documentary on Francis Bacon. Let me write his name down, because he's an interesting case study. But anyway, his whole thing was sadomasochism, but he was more of a masochist than a sadist. A masochist is somebody that likes pain and they like people to inflict pain upon them. They get off on it. So that's how he was. And he was a gay man. And what started his sadomasochism was that he grew up on a horse stable because his father was a horse trainer. And you see a picture of him? His father was a horse trainer, and when his father found out that he was gay, his father would like beat him. But his father wouldn't beat him. He would get the grooms of the horses, so the horse hands, to beat him. Little did the father know that the horse hands were having sex with him too. So he became this gay male adult, and because of those beatings that he was getting, he derived pleasure, like he turned it into a pleasure seeking thing. So he had two boyfriends, and both of those boyfriends were abusive towards him. But the first boyfriend he loved to death. And the first boyfriend would beat the shit out of him, and he loved it. He loved to get his ass beat. So he would come out in public with a black eye and stuff, and they'd be like, "Damn, Francis, what happened to you?" And he would be like, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." One time, his boyfriend threw him out of a window with the window closed. And he still stayed with him, and like he was madly in love with this guy, even though this guy was beating the shit out of him. So a lot of that is coming from Capricorn. Capricorn can be a straight up sadist, masochist, to the point where it's scary, which is why you have a lot of CEOs are into that 50 Shades of Grey shit. A lot of them want to get their ass beat. A lot of them want to get, cigarette butts put out on their dicks and stuff. They want a woman to walk on them with their high heels and shit, because that CEO energy is Capricorn, but so is sadomasochism. That's Capricorn as well. So it goes hand in hand. Yes, he threw him out the window, girl. Yes. Some people like pain. So you got two signs in particular that get off on pain. I already mentioned one, Capricorn. Y'all should know the other one. What's the other sign that'll get off on pain? KB kind of mentioned it. Siobhan said, nothing wrong with a little spanking. Yes, Quentin, Scorpio. Scorpio is another sign that will get off on pain. Now, I'm a Capricorn moon rising. I don't understand the pain thing. I don't understand the pain is pleasure. So I thank God I don't have that dark-sidedness about me, even though I got some dominant Capricorn energy. Siobhan said pleasure is pain. I don't get it. But again, I got to respect the signs, because hey, it's all part of life and it's all part of the human experience. But that is one thing I just don't understand. So you mean to tell me, when I was at the dentist, and this is a Capricorn moon rising story. So I was at the dentist, and I had this tooth, and it was like so like stuck in my gum. I was getting a tooth extraction. It took like the dentist like a good 45 minutes to pull this tooth. I ain't lying. He had to shoot me up with so much Novocaine, and I could still feel the pain. This dude was actually like, he had his foot in the chair, his knee in the chair to brace himself, and he's actually yanking. He's yanking, trying to pull this stubborn ass tooth out my mouth, tears running down my eyes. Now he must have been a Pisces or Cancer or something. He was very compassionate, because he got some tissue and was wiping my eye. I was like, oh, is he sweet? But then I was cussing him out in my head at the same time. Like, he was just yanking and yanking. This tooth would not come out. So you mean to tell me, if I was a Scorpio, or because of my Capricorn energy, I was supposed to get off on that shit? Like, is that the type of pain that like really go that far? And I don't have no tooth. Oh yeah, you can't see it. I don't think you could see it, but I have a missing tooth now. But yeah, and I wanted to keep that tooth. I wanted to keep it, as it was a nightmare. But I've had some nightmares dealing with getting dental work done. One time I got a root canal with an African dentist. Never again. I was like, I'm never going to an African nothing, because those motherfuckers don't have no type of sensitivity or compassion. And she must have didn't like numb me up enough, because that root canal hurt like hell. You know how they put the things, like the whole purpose of the root canal is to clean out your roots. So they'll put these things that look like needles up all the way. I could feel it. It felt like it was going all the way up into my skull. And because I was making little noises like this, like, uh, she was like, come on, it's not too bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You making noises, but it's not that bad. It don't hurt that bad. I wanted to punch her out. And ever since, I've been afraid to get another root canal. So if I ever have dental issues, you know how sometimes they'll give you a choice. They'll be like, we'll do a root canal, or you could just extract it. I'd be like, just take it out, because I am not subjecting myself to another root canal. I was traumatized, and that she must have been a Capricorn, because she was fucking sadistic. trying to tell me it didn't hurt. And I was like, yeah, it don't hurt you because you from Africa where they be like sticking pins in your face and all this type of stuff and doing that scarification and female mutilation and shit. Of course that this shit don't bother you. Them Africans are hardcore when it comes to pain, man. They expect you to like just deal with it. I'm like, But yeah, so that's one of my Capricorn stories, the dental work. Source Scorpio said good drugs when you like she should have gave me that laughing gas, that nitrous oxide. I always wanted to try that anyway. Rendezvous said I look vagina pain from D. That's it. You took vagina pain from D. That's another thing. You see what I mean about women have to deal with all these inconveniences about sex? Now, somebody did mention during one of the lives that sometimes men's dick gets sore, and I was with a guy one time. We were having sex so much that he did complain that his dick was sore, and I was like, "Well, you the one that wants to do it all the time." But yeah, but women more often than men got to deal with that soreness after sex, and that shit gets old after a while. I guess some women like that feeling, but I don't like that soreness feeling. And it just shows you how sensitive we are down there. Because you could have ran through like 200 dicks and you still gonna get sensitive. Selena said, keep it wet. Yeah. But some women have an issue where they can't have sex at all because it's too painful. Because their pelvic floor will tense up. And that makes the sex way too painful because their nerve endings and all that. It's a shame. Lois said, I like the soreness of exercising. I like the soreness of getting punched in the face. No, I'm just playing. But like, do we have any masochists like that out here where they just like a good punch in the face? I don't know of any. Like people like to get their ass spanked, but who likes to get punched in the face? Quentin said, what sign is more serious about money, Taurus or Capricorn? Well, both of them could be very serious about money. I would say Capricorn is more serious about money though. Because Capricorn is always thinking about the future. Selena said, I like a thumb in the butt and a good choke. So you're on the light end. You're on the light end of the spectrum. Gary said, I like getting choked. A lot of people like getting choked. But again, that's due to that Scorpio energy. That Scorpio energy likes getting choked. Orange said, I have a childhood friend who likes getting kicked in the balls. He's a Pisces with a foot fetish. Them Pisces can have some weird sexual appetite. So he likes getting kicked in the balls. Wow. So Kritika said, I like choking too. I've never been in a choking sexual situation. Let me see how I feel. uh, uh, wait, like when does it? Wait. When do y'all choose when the choking happens? Like right before orgasm or right during orgasm? Cameron said I would kill a dude if he tried to choke me. uh. And look, every time he would try to put his hand around my neck, this is a sad to me. I would start cracking up. I wouldn't even be able to be serious. And then I'd probably act like I was really dying. He would go soft real quick. Kritika said choking is actually trauma bonding. Siobhan said I like to get candle wax poured on me while coming. Okay. A little heat. Good thing about candle wax, but it really can't burn you because it cools down so quickly. You want to talk about burn? Oh man, they talking about my connection is unstable. Y'all might have lost me. I'll wait. They trying to kick me off because we talking about sex. Okay. Looks like it's back on. Okay, it's fine now. Yeah, YouTube be acting all prudish nowadays. Can't even talk about sex and stuff. Sarah says, seriously, if you want to get choked, get a Scorpio man. Nah, thanks. I'm cool. I don't need to get choked. Like I said, I don't even think I could be serious about it. I would just be cracking up. I'd probably be like, that tickles. Same with the feet. I can't really have no dude messing with my feet because I'll probably laugh. Like, what movie was that? Was that the 40-year-old version where he's trying to lose his virginity and then he starts sucking on her toes and then she it tickles her so she kicks him in the face? That's something I would do on accident. So yeah, you can't mess with my feet without me laughing or just getting pissed off because my feet are very sensitive. Quentin said, "Who do you dislike more, Rabina, Scorpio or Virgo?" Virgo, hands down. Like if I had to choose which a night to spend with one of them, it would definitely be Scorpio. I'm spending the night with. Well, I did one time, Siobhan, and it didn't do nothing for me. It did more for the guy that was sucking on my toes than for me. I was just looking at him like he was crazy. But then again, he wasn't really giving it to me that great either, though, because I was looking at him like he was crazy because of that too. Sarah says, "So you saying you're not going to get a pedicure with me? Not if you're going to be licking my toes." And then, oh man, see, I'm spilled too much of my tea. Orange said, "I don't like head. I prefer penetration." Head is a lot of work. Oh, you mean receiving head? I thought you meant giving head. Giving head is a lot of work. That shit could get tiresome quick. Quick. My thing is, if I'm gonna give you head, you better be ready to unleash in like 5 minutes. Even 5 minutes could be a long time. Karen said, "You better stop talking about toes or Rabina's feet is going to pop up in here." Patrick said, "I love giving head." Selena said, "I like a good poke. Think I'm already expensive. Love giving." I don't know what I like anymore. It's been so long. I'm really about to turn into a what you call it, a nun, a celibate. Cause Siobhan, I used to be pretty good with that, but now I'm getting old and tired. I don't even think I would have the stamina to do that now. Gift from Virgo said, "You look like you could give a mean blowjob." Being hell, you see these lips? You think these lips were just made for talking and eating? Come on now. I done put these lips to good use a few times. First of all, I already know when a dude talk about my lips, because a lot of times that's one of the first things they talk about. I already know what they got in mind. I already know. They like, damn, them lips would look good on my dick. hmm I'm not saying I got those DSLs, but they could do the trick. hmm And I know how to do it where it's like you would swear I didn't have no teeth in my mouth. You would swear I done took my dentures out. But yeah, I used to have fun doing that, but now I don't know. Especially I'm about to get graphic, but y'all ever gave somebody head and that shit don't feel all the way smooth, and you hoping to God that it ain't some type of genital warts or something? You just like, damn, what's that right there? But you in the middle of it, so you really can't stop and say nothing. I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about, but a lot of times I had to actually do research on it because a lot of times men will get little bumps on their penis, and that's just normal. Some of them just have like a little bump here or whatever, like there. It don't mean it's herpes or genital warts, because those really look a certain way. But I'm talking about like little superficial bumps or whatever. Sometimes men be having them. I was with this one guy. He had this lump under part of it. It was like it was almost like the vein was extra bulgy on that part, and it became like a little knob. It was so weird. Jammin' said, I'll stop and be like, hold up, and turn on the light. Now, I don't mean bumpy like a ribbed condom or like one of them. Speaking of that, oh my God, why am I thinking of all this stuff? What show was that where, oh, it was a kid's show when my kids were, the red dildo guy. Please tell me, what is the name of that show? There was a kid's show, and I used to swear those things on the kids show were sex toys. Please, somebody tell me what the show is called. There was a red dildo looking thing. There was a purple butt plug looking thing, and I wasn't the only one who was saying this. But I feel like they put that out to corrupt kids. Please, not the Teletubbies. It was another one. Just think, it was that big red dildo looking thing. Yo Gabba Gabba, that's what it was. Yes. Awkward Letter got it. Go back. If you've never seen Yo Gabba Gabba, go back, pull up YouTube, and pull up good Yo Gabba Gabba. And when I tell you about that red dildo character, you'll know what I'm talking about. They were trying to like corrupt kids' minds. I remember every now and then that would come on, because this was around when my kids were still. First of all, I didn't let my kids watch Yo Gabba Gabba because I was like, they might pick up some tricks and stuff. Next thing you know, I'm just like, yeah. But pull up, somebody do it now so you see what I'm talking about. That Yo Gabba Gabba, it was a red fucking dildo, and it had them bumps on it. Matter of fact, let me pull up this picture now so I could really get hype over it and refresh my memory. Because I used to watch that show with my mouth wide open. Then they had the little character that looked like an STD. Y'all think I'm playing? They had the little, oh, and then they had the black guy that looked like he had AIDS. Look at this. Do y'all, the one-eye monster? You know they called penises one-eye monster. That dildo character had one eye, and he had bumps all over him like one of them dildos that had the what do you call those type of dildos? I'm gonna show you what an STD looks like. His name is Broby. Do you see? I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. He's the green. Wait a minute. He's the green. He's wearing a green yellow sweater. It is striped. There he is. That's the STD character. This one is the big old dildo. Where's the butt plug one? And I don't know what this little cat was, but then they had the sex robot as well on this Yo Gabba Gabba show. The pink girl was the butt plug. Yes, the green guy with the stripes. That's the STD character. Y'all think I'm y'all think I'm playing for real? And they would even have certain like sexual innuendo on some of those episodes. Go back and look if you don't believe what I'm saying. Maybe I should post it. I do need a viral video, Orange. Lil, if you see what I'm saying about the green with the stripes, how he could be the STD spokesperson or the STD mascot, you better be careful what you let your kids watch. And then, of course, they had those toys. They would come out with the Yo Gabba Gabba toys. Mom, thinking that her dildo is in her kid's room, and she like, oh, damn, that's just the Yo Gabba Gabba character. Thank you, Perfect Cat. Hey, I'm making some coins tonight. Hey. See, your son got good taste. Blasian Beauty said my son never liked that show. It freaks him out. My kids didn't like that shit. First of all, I wouldn't even allow them to watch that shit. Yeah, I'm telling you, that yellow robot, he was the sex robot. He was called Jerk Along. No, that wasn't his name. But I'm telling you, you got to watch what some of these adult people, because it's all adults writing these kids shows, what they're putting out there. Y'all already heard about Arthur. Mr. Ratburn, he's gay. Not saying that, gay is wrong, But I'm saying, why do they feel it necessary to put that into a kid's show? What's going to be in the next episode? Mr. Ratburn and his husband, they going to go into CVS to get some lube and shit, and then they got to explain to the children what the lube is for. Zuena, Arthur, Mr. Ratburn, who's the teacher in the Arthur show, he got married. And wait a minute, is it really true? I thought that was just a rumor about Bert and Ernie being gay. But my thing is, why are they trying to sexualize children? Jules said, love me some Gabba Gabba. I'm sure it was making you all types of moist, Jules. Chelsea said, Arthur and Magic School Bus was my favorite after school jams. Jam and Barry said, they pushing that stuff on our kids. Orange said, there are a lot of subliminal messages in kids shows, demonic ones too. Yup. Yes, Golden Treasure. They are pushing the sex agenda to these babies. And it's not just about the gay thing. Like you said, it's the sex thing. It's the sex agenda, because I would have a problem if a kid's show was showing a heterosexual couple getting it on and stuff like that. But that Yo Gabba Gabba, I'm telling you, they were trying to corrupt children. Because the subconscious is strong, man. The subconscious is powerful. So these kids, they may not even know what they're looking at, but the subconscious knows what they're looking at. The goal is all of this is so that we can become degenerates. And as in the process of becoming degenerates, all we care about is sex. All we care about is ego gratification. And that way we could be controlled. They could control us like cattle. But if we rise above that, if we're more about intellectual pursuits and, we love sex, but we don't, treat it like something that we have to have, and it's this obsession, then maybe we will wake up to see what's really going on. But sex is one of the best ways to sedate the masses. That's why they keep throwing sex out there like that. Gary said, remember that Magic School Bus when they threw the booth hole? When they went through the booth hole? No, I don't. My kids used to watch Magic School Bus sometimes, but I don't think they will watch it all the time. So what was that about? They went through the booth hole. That sounds kind of like a booty hole. Ren and Stick. Oh, and I knew it was all over when Family Guy came. Then American Dad came next, because I know Family Guy is not really for kids per se, but it's an animated television show. So of course it's going to attract kids. All of that stuff that's animated, it's designed to attract kids. Like, I'll tell you what's the most demonic, that Adult Swim shit. That shit is crazy. When that shit first started coming out, like the demonic part about it, like you would see these commercials and they would be like real dark and satanic. And Adult Swim even has some, satanic, like purely satanic theme shows. I never liked Family Guy either, Perfect Cat. I actually hate that show. Why? Because I know what the agenda is. Patrick said Adult is really dead ass scary. It really is. It's so demonic. Isn't Mr. Pickles about the satanic dog, Patrick? Lil said, my dad once sent me a South Park DVD. That was another part of the corruption, South Park, because he saw that it was animated and thought it was appropriate. You know how many parents make that mistake where they send their kids some animated shit and it be at some X-rated level? Like, what was that movie that came out, Sausage Party? I never saw that, but I heard that the ending of that movie was egregious in terms of what they were doing. Now, that's one thing about me, and you could say this is my Mars and Gemini, because I got two sides to me. I got a real freak nasty side, but then I got a side that's very conservative, because when it comes down to children, I'm like, you don't be parading certain shit in front of children. You don't corrupt the minds of children. Let children be children, because they got plenty of time to get all into the sex and stuff when they become teens and adults and stuff like that. But let them mature naturally. Stop trying to shove this shit down their throats. It's just getting real. But this is also to prepare people for that what do you call that? The ultimate taboo. And you know what the ultimate taboo is. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get a strike, but it's that P word. they're trying to sexualize children so they can legalize that shit. You think that shit's not gonna happen? Wait till Pluto enters Aquarius. It might even happen when Saturn's in Aquarius. Shit. Exactly. Let kids be kids. Nowadays, kids can't be kids. Kids are all worried about how they look and what gender they are and all types of stuff and whether they're straight or gay. I'm like, when I was coming up, I didn't have all these concerns and worries. My concerns was like figuring out how to beat my sisters at jacks and figuring out how to stay in that double dutch rope and figuring out how to, beat somebody at a race and shit. Like we was doing real kid shit, like outdoor shit. Now every now and then, as kids, back then, even then you might get into a little hanky panky and stuff like that, but that was rare. Back in the day, those boys would be like catch a girl. What would they say? Catch a girl, hump a girl or something, or catch a girl, feel a girl. Like that was like the most things that we would do. Scorpio said tetherball. Yeah. And my bike, back in the day, my bike was like a car. Man, I took that bike everywhere. Nowadays, these kids don't even want to ride bikes. They want to take Uber everywhere. Man, I was riding miles on my bike. I had a Huffy 10 speed. Nowadays, these kids don't even want to take the bus nowhere. Everything gotta be Uber and shit. No, I never watched Dragon Ball Z. That was kind of like after my time. But that's with the Super Saiyan, right? I do like that. Where he goes Super Saiyan and then like turns into like that's so Sagittarius. Blasian Beauty said I was walking miles to head to school back then. Yup. Orange said most teenagers or young adults have erectile dysfunction because they even have sex because of porn. Well, yeah, and nowadays you got some younger generations that are about that no fap. So they're not even trying to be about that masturbation because they've been so desensitized to the sex. It is amazing how much times have changed. And those who have signed up for my Pluto workshop, they're going to be able to see that Pluto is a big part of the reason why times have changed so drastically. I kind of wish all y'all could take my workshop because when I get into Pluto and Capricorn alone, y'all going to be like, I'll say my workshop participants, they're going to be like, damn. Lila said young men be popping them gas station dick pills. And you know that shit is probably bad for their health. I can't imagine there being anything good in that stuff. So Super Saiyan is a Taurus. Am I saying it right? But I do like that when he powers up like that. Yeah, that should have been the picture I used for the Pluto Power Up workshop. Why didn't I think of that? But the fact that he does that, that's a Sag move all day. So Goku is a Libra, but Super Saiyan is a Taurus. So we got some anime freaks up in here. My daughter loves anime. Anime, eat the cake, anime. No, I know. I'm talking about anime. That gotcha. Jules said, heard of that dick cam device out. I heard of that briefly, where a guy could strap a little camera on his dick and see him going up inside the cootie. I wouldn't even want to see that crap. That's a turn off. Lavelle said, one of my friends almost got sex trafficked by Uber. He took them to an alley and told them to shut the fuck up. They maced the driver and ran. That's why I don't take Uber. Oh, good for your friends. I'm glad they had mace. Well, pepper spray, because mace has been outlawed. Oh, God, that hentai is something else. That's another thing that, kind of got kids corrupted. Because, again, that's animated. Succubus hentai. Yeah, you can't have mace. You get arrested for that. But you can have some pepper spray. Or you could do like, what's his face? Jussie Smollett. Didn't he claim he got bleach thrown at him? You could carry a little bottle of bleach. Vegeta might be Aries or Leo. Well, I know one thing. Naruto, my daughter was heavily into Naruto. And Naruto, they break down all of their signs. So I do know that Naruto is a Libra. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Naruto is a Libra. My daughter would be proud of me if she was here. And what's the other one? Rock Lee is a Sagittarius. That's all I know though. Quentin said, "You right." Hey, I know a little anime history. Blasian Beauty said, "I had mace in my luggage at the airport and almost got arrested. My son's father, who was a detective, gave it to me, and he said, and so he saved me. That's what's up." Orange said, "I really like ghetto tacky ass sex." Anybody licensed to carry up in here? Is anybody Sasuke? Is that how you pronounce it? Sasuke? I think that's how you pronounce it, right? I only know that because of my daughter. But what was I going to say? So anybody licensed to carry? Quentin, you are, or are you saying yes to the Sasuke? Rendezvous said no. I want to get my license soon, though. I do too, but I'm just afraid of loud noises. Some of y'all know my phobia about loud noises. So if I had to shoot a gun, I'd be all like, ugh. But no. But then again, I could be gangster when it calls for it. Yup, Patrick, that's what I said. Naruto is a Libra. Rashawn said the girl with the pink hair is Aries. My workshop is July 15th, but it's been, why did I say July? Not October, September 15th, but it's been all sold out. But I'll be doing another workshop before the year is out. I just don't know what it's going to be on though. Lil said if I owned a gun, I would shoot myself or somebody else at some point. Why would you shoot yourself? Uh-oh, somebody's saying Sasuke is a Cancer, Leo cuss. Scorpio Forever said, I want to get my license, but I'm scared my kids might find it. But then again, I want to take my son to the range to learn. Well, you can always keep it in a locked box. I kind of did a Virgo live stream, and it's kind of like a Virgo live stream tonight, too, but not really fully. And I'm not going to take this beyond 4 hours. I promise you, I'm not. I refuse. And I know some of y'all got to get up and go to work tomorrow. So it's already past midnight on the East Coast. It's only 10:43 here. So is there anybody in here who's licensed to carry and actually had to use their gun? Adrian, I might be able to squeeze in 1 or 2 more participants, but you will have to just purchase a ticket directly through me. So if you want to sign up, just send me an email. So I might have room for 2 more people to fit in. If you really want to join that workshop, again, it's called Pluto Power Up. And it's about Pluto through the signs. I will take you through the history of how Pluto has affected this world, has affected the generations or shaped the generations. But I'll also be doing a personalized Pluto reading for all the participants. So definitely hit me up, Adrian, if you want to get in on this workshop. Because the tickets they sold out fast. They were the fastest selling workshop tickets I ever had. And I put on like maybe 5 workshops by now, maybe 5 or 6. So yeah, the tickets sold within 2 weeks. So a lot of people probably didn't even catch it when I was advertising it. So Natasha, you want to be licensed to carry? I do too. Oh, good. So Sarah's going to be one of the participants of the workshop. She says she's so excited. Jam and Barry said, what if you can't make it? How can you buy a recording? Well, again, send me an email and I'll let you know how much the recording is once the workshop is over. But I'm thinking about doing one on Neptune too. Matter of fact, I know I'll be doing one on Neptune because when I was doing my research on Neptune through the signs, it was real crazy how like things were just transpiring per Neptune's influence in terms of the world. I agree, Natasha. We need to be licensed. You know, again, like I said before, I'm so sick of hearing women dying at the hands of men, at the hands of these crazy boyfriends and husbands. And maybe if more women were licensed to carry, maybe these men wouldn't be so quick to take these women out. So yeah, maybe more women need to be licensed to carry because shit is getting hectic out here. Double Pisces Cat Venus said, history repeats. It was a time where there was old men marrying younger girls, like on the movie Color Purple. Yup. Remember that old man said, you better not tell nobody but God. It'll kill your mama. I hated him in that movie. That was Celi's stepfather. And at first Celi thought it was her own biological father that got her pregnant, but it was actually her stepfather. So at the end of the movie, when she found that out, she was relieved. Wasn't he a jerk? He was like, I can't let you have Nitty. She too young. But I'll tell you what, I can let you have Celi. She the oldest anyhow. She might as well marry first. I couldn't stand him. Like he was just selling his daughter off like she was some type of horse. I probably know that whole movie by heart. Children got to have a paw. Your paw love you. My paw love me. Except he just don't know it. That was Suge Avery, the woman with the nasty woman's disease. Remember when Mr.'s father came over? Like the only man, like the only person that could intimidate Mr., if you remember. And in my Dark Sided Pisces video, I talked about how Mr. was a Dark Sided Pisces because he was a punk ass bitch in all actuality. Because when his father showed up, that's when he got all docile and he had his hat in his hand and all this stuff, talking about hand, paw, his hat, all this type of stuff. But yeah, when his paw wasn't around, he was all whooping ass and shit. They have Sophia action figure. Yeah, Sophia was tough. Sophia. You told Harpo to beat me? She said all my life I had to fight. I had to fight my daddy, my uncles, my cousins or brothers or whatever. She said a woman ain't safe in a family of men or something like that. Yeah, Harpo was weak too though. Harpo was weak just like his daddy. If you remember, that's how Sophia was running him. Man, y'all make me want to put on that movie tonight. Is that your email I just got, girl? Okay. But yeah, y'all, she was like, child, woman ain't safe in a house full of men. That's the truth, though. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. And you could be family with a house full of men. But just because you family does not mean that they're not looking at you like prey. I mean, come on, how many stories do we hear about fathers and brothers and uncles molesting their own family members and shit because they can't keep their libido under wraps? They can't keep it under control. And you know what I always say? It's really prevalent in the Black community. Mainly, I feel like a big part of it is because there's so many men that are incarcerated. Because when you become incarcerated, you spend enough time behind bars, that animalistic side kind of comes out in you. So here you come home from prison. Let's say you come home, you did a 5-year bid. Here you go, you come home. What's the first thing you do? You get high, you get drunk. You home at grandma's house. Your little nieces and nephews running all around the house and you piss ass drunk. Next thing you know, you looking at your little 8-year-old niece like she's some 19-year-old chick. That's a lot of times that's how that shit starts. Now, I'm saying that shit's already in them to do something like that, but I feel like the circumstances, the drugs, the alcohol really brings it out. But you got all these men that are being recycled through the prison system, and they become corrupt, and they get out and they become menaces to their own family and society. It's really terrible. So you gotta be careful when you letting Ray Ray stay with you and he's gotten out of prison. Oh yeah, that's your cousin or that's your brother or whatever like that. You gotta be careful. Even if it's blood, sometimes you gotta turn them away. Be like, I got young kids. I can't be taking that risk. I don't know you like that. You've been locked down for 10 years. Fuck that. Fuck you. Oh, I need a place to stay. My PO. I don't want to hear it. Get from Virgo said, white folk pride themselves on incest. They love it and don't mind. Well, you can't generalize all white people like that. Maybe them rednecks and shit, some of them. Scorpio forever said, you are so right. That's why I don't trust my kids around a lot of men. And I know people who love dealing with men who have been locked up all around their kids. Black Violet said they'll choose Ray Ray over the kids in some cases. Yup. Sarah said, that's why I don't let anybody around my kid. Miko said, that's why I don't really hang out with other black dudes like that. Rendezvous said, yeah, you have to be so careful. La Divination said, did you watch Dave Chappelle's Sticks and Stones? No, I haven't, but I heard certain things about it. Yeah. Scott Peterson, isn't that the guy that killed Lacey Peterson, his wife? Quentin said, what is the appeal to men that has been locked up? I think they feel like, this man, he has a chance at a new life and they can help him out and he's going to be dependent upon them. So he's going to be very grateful. Usually they don't work out like that. Chelsea said, I heard a theory that Sodom and Gomorrah actually fell due to pedophilia. The stranger stopped by to ask for the guy's younger daughter, had nothing to do with homosexuality. Wow. Cameron said, my mom wouldn't even let us sit on laps when we were younger. Good mom. That's how you gotta be. You gotta protect your children with your light. Zawina said, I'm out, y'all. Enjoy. Bye, Zawina. Thank you. Love you. Rendezvous said, you ever watched the show Love After Lockup? No, I've been tempted. I've been tempted to watch it. Scorpio Fair said, oh no, the lap crap is out. Sarah said, every race has disgusting men. That's the truth. I've been with every color, so I know there's no hope. Men are nasty. And that goes on a lot in the Arab world. That's the problem I have with a lot of these Arabs, Middle Easterner men, because they claim that they're all for Allah and they're all about Islam and stuff, but then they'll get together and gang rape a 12-year-old. There's a bunch of stories out there like that. Them and the damn Indians. Hey Tammy, how you doing? I'm glad you're up. But yeah, I'm getting sick of hearing about that too, about these young girls getting gang raped in like Saudi Arabia or Iraq or wherever the hell they claim that they're so holy. But then see, it's like, yeah, they can have this religion and it be all out in the front, but then they just hide their shit. Because you got a lot of Arab men that are gay, even though Islam is supposed to be against homosexuality, but there's so many Arab men that are gay. They even have this saying that men are for love, women are for babies, or something like that. Didn't that come from the Arab world? And some of them be fucking straight up goats and animals and shit. Lilith said, you know, them countries where people are oppressed of their sexuality are depraved. Yeah. Rendezvous said, why don't they wear deodorant? Because it contains pork. What? What, gelatin? Krutika says, so lucky to be born in India. Natasha said that came from the Greeks. Women are forbade. So that came from the Greeks. Okay. Thanks for clarifying that. Lil said Japan, China. I was about to mention Japan. I heard that men be sexually harassing women on the street in Japan. Be like, there's these men that be groping women's behinds and stuff because they live in this sexually repressed society. Right? Rendezvous. They always saying everything. Oranges got pork in it, I'm sure. Sarah said, you hear about that smug little shit in the news that raped a woman, the frat boy out, and about that only served 3 months. No, I didn't hear about that. Speaking of the groper, remember I did the intimate interview with the groper? I got an update on him. He had wrote me with an update, and he said I helped him out. So the last time I heard from him, yeah, remember the groper? If you didn't see that intimate interview, just go back and look for the thumbnail where a man has his hand on this woman's ass. Yeah, he was a real live groper. So after I did that intimate interview, like, he would keep in touch with me via email, and he was really working on stopping, and he said that he stopped groping altogether, and I believe him too. And he since lost his virginity. So he's no longer, and I told him too, I was like, I'm gonna get you some ass. And sure enough, after I did that reading, he got himself some ass within, it was like 6 weeks. It was a little trial and error at first because he would fill me in, he would email me and stuff, but throughout it all, he was like, I stopped groping. He was like, I don't have a desire to grope anymore. I was like, yes. So hopefully he's not groping anymore. He was rather young. I think he was only like 25, Lilith. But last time I heard, he was doing well. He was, very grateful for me, giving him that reading and everything. He said it really helped him. But yeah, this dude was groping asses all around town, y'all. Again, go back and listen to that intimate interview. It's really fascinating to take a peek inside the mind of a groper. And of course, I was talking about his chart and everything in his chart that points to him being a groper. Right, jamming berries? Well, one woman called the cops on him. His reasoning behind it was that he claimed that his hand had a life of his own. I kid you not. And he had a 12th house Gemini South node to prove it. So he was like, it was this compulsive thing. I can't remember all the details about his chart, but it was this compulsive thing where he claimed that his hand would just, it'd be all like, he couldn't resist. But he was a virgin. So in his mind, it was safer to grope women than to make himself vulnerable by, losing his virginity. But that virginity is gone now. It's over. But he first took my advice. He went to one of those Asian massage parlors. So he went to an Asian massage parlor. He got one of those happy endings a couple of times. And has any of you dudes ever been to one of those Asian massage parlors where they got the happy endings? How is that legal, first of all? Like, is it because it's still considered a form of massage? Isn't that prostitution? But anyway, he went and got the happy ending a couple of times, and that was like the gateway for him to go all the way. Because he never even had a woman jerk him off before, I think. Actually, he had one that tried it, but it didn't like go anywhere. But I was like, okay, that's a decent update. I just hope that, he's not groping anymore. Sarah said, that's crazy shit. I'm so dead. I got to go back for that shit. Yeah, you got to go back and listen to that. I wish a virgin man would grope me. Let me teach you some shit, honey. He sounds pretty teachable. Yo, yeah, that's what I was saying, Sarah. He need a woman like you. And I was telling him, I was like, if you were messing with a woman like me, I was like, you would have been lost your virginity. I was like, you dealing with the wrong one. Mind you, he was dating a chick that was a virgin like him. And she was an Aquarius. So she didn't have that sensitivity within her So we on the same time zone, perfect cat, because it's 11 here too. So he wasn't even with the right woman to make it happen. Oh yeah, thank you, Chelsea. Because I can't remember all the details of the interview, but I did see that, some shit went down when he was a kid that, brought that whole groping thing out. Orange said, I know a guy who lost his virginity to a prostitute. Actually, that's kind of common. Some fathers will do it for their sons. You ever see that movie Mask with Cher and Eric Stoltz? And he played the guy with the disfigured face. Remember that scene when Cher, the mom, she bought a prostitute for Rocky Dennis, but Rocky wasn't having it, so he just stayed up all night and talked to the girl. But yeah, some parents feel like that's what needs to happen. He had a Virgo disease. What sign was Jay? Why can't I remember what sign he was? He is. All I can remember is that Gemini South Node in the 12th house. I don't remember him being a Virgo. Siobhan, you remember what his sign is? Is he a Taurus? Maybe he is. I can't remember. But yeah, that was Jay. Jay, that was his name. Well, I have a feeling that he could be. And I even asked him about his size and everything. Matter of fact, I didn't even ask him, but I was like, I could tell you ain't no short man. I could tell. Remember that song? Don't want no short man. Eeny weeny, peeny weeny. Remember that? But yeah, all the women was singing that song. Don't want no short man. But I was saying, I could tell. I was like, I could tell you ain't lacking beneath the belt. Like I could tell you got a lot to work with. And he admitted it. He was like, yeah. Yeah, I only remember that Gemini South Node too. That shit has been etched into my brain. How powerful that Gemini South Node could be. Scorpio forever said I could have worked with him, and that's what I was saying. I was like, all you need is the right type of woman that will just throw you down on the bed and get to work. Oh yeah, she was like, isn't that cute? A little belly button. Don't want no short man. Is there any women in here that would prefer a short man? And I'm not talking about in terms of height. I'm talking about in terms of length. Is there any women that like that shit? I mean, there gotta be some women out here for the short men. But even them midget chicks, they want a long dong. How about that? So the midget women ain't even checking for the short men. So who are the short men getting with? All right, Orange said I don't like large penises at all. So you like a short man. Sarah said, no, need a big one for me. I know you do with that Venus and Scorpio. Scorpio forever said I needed to curve too. Blasian said I was with a short man with a short dick. How long did that last, Blasian? And were you pleasure in other ways? Rendezvous said I don't like nothing short 8 inches or bigger. All the men getting quiet up in here. Wait a minute, what Patrick say? Patrick said a Scorpio. All the men, they starting to get all self-conscious. They starting to wonder how many inches they working with. Gift from Virgo said, I'm sure their short asses don't want no Amazon woman either. You'd be surprised. A lot of them short dick dudes, number one. Matter of fact, I saw a short dick the other day. Yeah. And I didn't want to see it, but somebody had to show it to me to show me an example. And I was like, that's ridiculous. I was like, what gives him the confidence to think that he could take a picture like that and have the nerve to be holding that shit? So it's all you could see was the head. I was like, what the fuck is his problem? They have the nerve to have a little belly. If you got a short dick, you better have a flat ass 6-pack. You better have something to make up for it. But he was all chubby and shit with a little nub. I was like, what the fuck? Feeling like you got hop on pop and shit. I can't. Scorpio Forever said, "Oh my God, I saw Euphoria on HBO. The scene with the chubby white guy was hilarious. Why? Was he real small? And what's Euphoria about? I don't know nothing about that, but that sounds nasty." Lavelle said, "Would the eighth house ruler in conjunction with Jupiter give a big penis? Not always. I have this aspect, and mine is nicely sized. Ooh wee. What sign is your Mars in? And what is your Mars doing? You must like a lot of sex too. You like big girls, Lavelle?" Lavelle trying to advertise his dick size up in here. Y'all check that out, ladies. He trying to advertise up in here. He talking about nicely sized. Do you see the way he put that? Like that's some real selling points right there. He didn't say big. He said nicely sized. That way he's covering the chicks that like the big ones and the average size ones. He kind of got me interested. I'm like, I like the way that sounds, nicely sized. I'm like, hey, let me get up on it. No, I'm just playing. Sedated Psycho said Scorpio, Sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury had a gorgeous guy, but had to let him go when I found out he was tiny and no girth. Lord Jesus, help me. Keep me near the cross. I feel so bad for men like that. Tammy says short and thick is nice. Short and thick. So you like that thickness and you don't mind not having that length. But I'm trying to think, what can short and thick really do? That's like a stopper. Like he just put in a stopper up there to stop the flow. You know how you had like them old school tubs? They would have like the rubber stopper that had the chain on it. That's what I'm imagining. Scorpio's got a wiggler. I call him Wiggles. What's that mean? Orange said, "Worst sex I had was a Virgo Mars squaring Saturn. Ooh, and be a small dick." Mark, ooh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. But I know somebody that got Mars square Saturn. Mm, tell the truth and shame the devil. Those pencil dicks are the worst. Gift from Virgo says, "Yes, indeed. Short or medium and thick will have you ready to lose your mind." So short or medium and thick. Oh, I think I get it, y'all. Okay, y'all teaching me something. I think I get it. I think I get it. Okay, I see what y'all women are saying about the short and thick. Tammy, I get it. Gift from Virgo, I think I get it. Because that area right around the vulva, right in the entry point is high, very sensitive. Very sensitive. Sometimes you don't even need the man to go all the way up there for you to achieve orgasm. He just gotta be in that beginning entryway. So I see what y'all ladies talk about. Y'all done taught me something tonight. I get it now. Yes, Lilith, I'm getting it. Yes, and I was thinking the same thing, Jules. That's right where everything's at. So if he got his little, little sausage, little half a sausage squeezed up in there, I could see, especially if you're doing some wiggling around with him, I could see. Yes. Natasha said the G spot is at the entryway. I thought it was a little further back and up, Natasha. Teach me, show me. Jam and Barry said, "Don't fall for it, Rob." He gotta have that vein busting out on top too. Perfect Cat says stubby. Wait a minute. I was talking to a chick the other day, and this is the second chick I heard say this. But somebody was talking about they ripped the guy's foreskin. And I heard two women say that. And I'm like, that shit gotta be painful. And I was like, I don't even know if I could get with a guy that's uncircumcised for that reason. I don't want to like be responsible for you having to get that sewn up. Like, ow. But that foreskin can rip. Ride his ass into a coma. Oh shit. I'm getting close to 4 o'clock. I better get off in like 10 minutes. I got work to do. I got work to do. I got work, baby. I got a job, honey. I got work to do. It's nasty how they pull it back. I like when men do that scooping motion. I know what you're talking about, Lilith. I love that shit too. We should call that the sling. Call it the sling or the hammock when they do that. Wait a minute, were you the one telling me that, Sarah? Sarah, I think that was you telling me. You said you ripped it because he had a piercing. Oh my God. That's what he gets. See, I don't think I could deal with that level of carnage. I'd be so disgusted. Like, I'd probably feel like I was going to throw up. Lilith said, I like foreskin. It's fun to play with. I wouldn't know about that. Quentin said, how do you feel about a man with Mars and Taurus to the 29th degree? I don't like that shit. I don't like any Mars at the 29th degree. That's desperation type of Mars. And he's really prone to get into a love triangle. And he might be on the short end. He might have the short end of the stick, that Mars and Taurus at the 29th degree. Turtleneck dick, ill. Let me stop being mean. There might be some men that are uncircumcised in here. I don't want y'all to feel bad that y'all got a turtleneck dick. That y'all look like what, Slimy the worm. Remember that worm on Sesame Street? It was Oscar's little pet, and then he called him Slimy the worm. That's what I'm picturing. Oscar the Grouch, that was my favorite character on Sesame Street, probably because I'm a Capricorn. Capricorn moon rising. So I really resonated with Oscar. Lila said I'm missing out. So I'm missing out on that foreskin. That silky foreskin. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Catherine, how you doing? Of course, I haven't forgotten about your astral profile. So I'll be hitting that up in a day or so. I just got a couple of things to do before that. But you know what they call foreskin? They call it foreskin because it's supposed to be removed before you have sex. Kate After Dark said, did you hear about Malik Yoba saying that he likes man lady? Yes, we did. We started off this conversation talking about Malik Yoba. And I was saying that a big part of it has to do with because he got sun. His Virgo sun is in between his Uranus and Pluto. And that can make a man down for whatever, where he's very sexually open and experimental. But I was saying, I think the bottom line with Malik Yoba is that he's just a stone cold freak. Like, he'll just put his dick in any hole. Like, he really don't care. It depends on, who's offering. And there are some people that are just like that. What do you call them? Pansexuals? Trisexuals? Libra X. I hear that a bit too often. Libra X. That should just be one word. Libra X. Matter of fact, that'd be a dope female rapper named Libra X. What's your name? Libra X. Yes, honey, he is a Virgo and a messy one at that. Oh, Rendezvous, I'm glad you mentioned his lips because those lips are hella crusty and I know he got those DSL. That's from you. That's like rug burn on them damn lips. You know how he got those lips? Deep throat and dudes with a lot of pubic hair. That's how he got them damn lips like that. Because you know how some pubic hair be rough as shit. So that shit would like be abrasive on them lips like that. But he didn't care. He was deep throating them dicks. Somebody said they're pink and ashy. Of course, Catherine has to come in during while we're talking about some raunchy shit. Orange says lips have been in some dark places. Yeah, he got a colony of some type of disease on his lips. I would not go nowhere near those lips. He kiss you, that shit feel like sandpaper. He's been sucking like a vacuum. Mm-mm-mm. Matter of fact, I don't know if this is true, but there was some celebrity they said, and if y'all heard of this, please refresh my memory because they talked about some celebrity that was such a whore that they actually had to pump his stomach because it was too full of semen. Did anybody hear about that, or is my crazy Mars and Gemini self making this up? But I heard this about some celebrity, but I can't remember who this rumor was about. And I think it was a man, and they said that his belly was full of so much semen that they had to pump his belly. Like was it Mark Wahlberg? Wait, stop. Was it Rod Stewart, Black Violet? So I'm not making this up. I swear I heard this somewhere. Was it Rod Stewart? Wait a minute. It was Mark Wahlberg too? Wait a minute. Denise said I thought that was Janet Jackson. I think you're right about Rod Stewart. I think it was Rod Stewart. Lilith said, why would they have to pump his stomach? Semen is not that harmful. Maybe he has some toxic semen. Black, you're making the memories come back. Matter of fact, I gotta pull this up. And see if I can still find the story because a lot of y'all don't believe me. I don't know why I be coming up with this random shit, like these random memories. But there was this news guy back in the day in the Philadelphia area. He was in the news. He had to get rushed to the hospital because he had a gerbil stuck up in his ass. Let me see. Rod Stewart cum story. You think I'll be able to find it saying that? Cum story. I hope nothing crazy comes up. Okay, here it is. This is Gawker. So, at last, Rod Stewart thanks you. Wait a minute. So Black was right. Rod Stewart breaks his silence on getting his semen-filled stomach pumped. See, y'all thought I was making this shit up. For decades, Rod Stewart's name has been synonymous with ingesting quarts of cum. The rumor goes he sucked off and swallowed so many sailors in a gay bar in San Diego that he landed in the hospital and needed to have his stomach pumped. What a lightweight. Despite what he claims, it's become such an accepted part of his bio that the seemingly straight-laced, Talbots-wearing ladies who filled the chairs of Katie Couric's talk show stage giddily screamed fact when Couric asked him about it during a recent game of Fact and Fiction. So wait a minute, they talked about this on the Today Show? How inappropriate. Anyway, Stewart denied it and can even point to the source, a scorned publicist named I'm as heterosexual as they come, explains Stewart, but I smell a popper. Wasn't everyone at least a little bit gay in the 70s? Come on, I know Rod Stewart ain't trying to say he's straight. So he's another man that's trying to masquerade as straight. I thought everybody knew Rod Stewart was gay. Oh, they fucking with me now because I'm talking about this shit. Stewart is talking about this because he released his memoir this week, Rod, the autobiography. In it, he goes further in Seaman story. Let me see what y'all saying. Somebody said it was Little Kim. I don't know if I'm still on because it's saying I got an unstable connection. Okay, now it might be back on. So Scorpio Forever said, I guess it was Rod Stewart. Rendezvous said, they say Brad Pitt has some rough lips too when you kiss him. Natasha said, I heard Little Kim had to get her stomach pumped back in the day. These people in Hollywood are freaks, says Adrian. Lil said, don't disrespect Little Kim like that. Rendezvous said Rod is definitely fluid. Black Violet said that's an old rumor. Never heard about Wahlberg. Patrick Murphy, Andy Dick. I wouldn't be surprised if Andy Dick did something like that because he looks just like so nasty. Siobhan said them gerbils back in the day, right? Scorpio forever, but I thought it was someone else too back in the day. Chelsea said poor gerbil. The only reason why I knew about the gerbil story was because my Aquarius dad was making such a big. First of all, Aquarius don't have no filter when it comes to like saying stuff around the kids, because both my mom and my dad were like this. Like they would just be saying anything. So I learned about a lot of raunchy shit that I wish I didn't learn about simply because of hearing my parents talk. So some of the famous things my dad would say, like I remember when that shit came on the news about that Jerry Penacoli. You can even look it up, this story, Jerry Penacoli, about him getting the gerbil stuck up in his ass. Now, I didn't need to know about why somebody sticks a gerbil up in their ass, but I remember my father proceeding to tell us why a man would put a gerbil up his ass. And I remember saying, like, I didn't need to know that. Like, damn. I felt like so ruined after that. But anyway, shit like this be happening, especially with these people. But anyway, yeah, I believe that story being true about Rod Stewart. Matter of fact, I should look at his chart. I'm not going to do it now because I got to get ready and go. But one day I should look at his chart to see if I see signs of like cum guzzling. And this fool had the nerve to say he's so straight. Lil said, yes, that's where the gerbil in the ass. But that was what some deviant gay men would engage in. Putting a gerbil up the ass, and the gerbil would move around and they would get sexually stimulated. And of course, that's not a thing that the average gay man does. That's some deviant gay sex practice. Holy said Wiz Khalifa cheated on his new pretty girlfriend with Amber Rose, getting back with that bald head. Amber Rose look like she stinks. She look like she got a chronic problem. You know what I mean when I say a chronic problem. Lil said, didn't gerbil scratch him up? Well, I think they removed the claws and the teeth or whatever, which shows you how brutal that type of shit is. Oh, yeah, there's another rumor about Richard, sir, this news reporter, but I heard the same thing about Richard Gere too, Natasha. I would say that type of sick shit. Damn, why is my connection? Because they don't want me on here talking about this stuff. Yeah, but some people, they can't just get off of regular sex. They need some type of crazy kink. I know, but that's a sign I need to get off anyway, because I got work to do. Adrian said the actor Richard Gere's story is true. I remember when it happened. Wow. Yeah, like people are just wild with it. The Jam and Barry said, before you go, what are some good Virgo movies? I know I need to put out my Virgo list of movies. There was one in particular that I was like, I'm definitely adding that to the list of Virgo movies. Now I can't even, know what movie I was going to add to the list, and I still will. Training Day, Denzel Washington, and Ethan Hawke. That's going to be one of the movies I add to the Virgo movie list. So I'm already giving y'all a sneak peek. But I really like Training Day. It's a fun movie. And Denzel is just wilding out in that movie. It's good to see Denzel wild out in a movie every now and then. Adrian said, that's my shit. I love that movie. Yes, wasn't he? He was a strip. Yes, Alonzo. I would say Alonzo was a Scorpio. I would say Ethan Hawke was the Virgo. Because Ethan Hawke, he was trying to be that good cop. But here come Alonzo, Denzel's character, just trying to corrupt him in every which way. But I like at the end where everybody in the hood turn on Alonzo. Because they didn't like his ass anyway. They were just tolerating him because, he had all the muscle. But he was so corrupt. I love the scene when they're at the Mexican dude's house, when they're at the homeboy's house. Smiley. Hey, Smiley, isn't that your cousin? The only thing that saved him was having that girl's picture in his wallet, or else he would have been for. Yeah, I should do Denzel one day. You notice Denzel, well, I know one scandal that Denzel was wrapped up in, but he really hasn't been in any scandals, but that's very Capricorn. But I do remember one time the reporters was like, he was real drunk on this yacht one time and acting a fool. But that's the worst I heard about Denzel. Denzel usually keeps a profile, makes sense though. Again, he's a Capricorn. And damn it, he is like a true Capricorn all day. I loved him in Soldier. So, oh my God, I just thought about another movie. That whole that Virgo movie list is going to have a couple of Denzel movies on there because I'm also going to put Soldier Story on there. I love Soldier Story. Did anybody see that? That is a really good movie. And the reason why I would choose it for Virgo season because of the military influence, the fact that they're in basic training and all that type of stuff. But that movie touched me deeply as a kid. Seeing it as a kid and seeing how mean old Sar was and how he was racist against his own people, like that movie was deep. Like it really touched on the whole Black experience with the whole self-hate and all that type of stuff. Anybody see Soldier Story? Come on, y'all resonate with me on this. Yes, Rendezvous. If you haven't seen Soldier Story, please watch it. You will love that movie. And it's really touching at the end. Okay, so you did see it. It's been a while. Okay. And Denzel, he's real young in that movie. So if you want to see a movie with a young Denzel in it, watch Soldier Story. What? Denzel started in a movie where he was a male prostitute. It is really touching. And I love that one line in Soldier Story where Denzel said, "Well, some things need killing." And that's just a very Capricorn line. Like he might have came up with that line himself. I don't know. But I think Soldier Story was based off of a play. But the way he just said it, some things need killing. I totally am on board with that because again, like I said during my last live stream, or maybe it was the last live stream before that, I was like, I'm all for the death penalty in some cases, and some things really do need killing. Now I gotta lay on my belly, but I'm almost done. I'm almost out of here because it's almost 4 hours, and I said I wasn't going past 4 hours. Lavelle said, "Did you see the new It 2 movie?" Nah, I don't know because I don't think it's going to be as good as the original. I got my butt all up in the air showing. Before some of you men get some ideas up in here. No, I'm just, as you can see, I'm just maxing and relaxing. Scorpio forever said we were telling Lilith who Richard Gere is. Oh, okay. Denise said, did you ever do the video where you would explain the signs that are more prone to become soldier? Oh, the military video. I could still do that. So I can add that on the list. She said, I'm a whole cam model out here. Yes. Howard Rollins was all greased up in that movie. He played the was he a lieutenant or something? And he came, but he was also a lawyer, and he came to investigate the murder of Sergeant Waters. I might have to watch Soldier Story tonight. Lord Jesus. I never seen the Book of Eli, Sarah. Is that good? Isn't that a supernatural film he was in? Also, like Out of Time. That's another movie where he's on the dark side. Well, he's not on the dark side, but he does something real stupid and messes things up. And so the whole movie is about him trying to cover shit up, cover up his tracks, and keep up this lie. And what's so funny about Out of Time is Eva Mendes is in it, and she plays his ex-wife. So she's none the wiser, and he's trying to even keep shit from her. It's some of the parts are really funny how he's trying to just cover shit up. But yeah, I gotta go. I promised myself that I wouldn't go beyond 4 hours, and it's 3:59, 38 seconds, 3:59 minutes 42, 43. So I'm going to say my goodbyes, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. We still got 61 people up in here, and it's really late. So, thank you so much for rocking with me this late, 2:31 a.m. in some parts of the world. Many peace and blessings. I'll be back soon with some more videos. I'll be going live again real soon. I'll be doing this more often. Love you all. Thank you so much. I'm at the 4 o'clock hour, so I'm out. Bye.